Hello there, uh, Ash Mannix. And once again, we're playing Iwaihime. I was going to say the house in Fata Morgana. No, Iwaihime. um,
This ain't the house in Fat Morgana, thankfully.
what are you talking about? I love the house in Fata Morgana.
That's not what I mean by that.
True. I mean, you just got a dose of that yesterday, so today we need something different. And this is a live stream, so this would be odd. But as you can hear, I'm joined today once again by my beautiful co-host, Kixel.
Hello.
And I have, you might not hear it, you might hear it, I don't know. I have changed my microphone out. I've just realized I need to, wait, you can rename these things, can't you? Let me,
Yeah, you can rename the videos as it goes on. Is this episode 16, really?
wait, how do I rename a source?
In OBS?
Yeah, audio source. Wait, here we go, rename. And this is, what is this thing called? Alright, crack dealer.
Oh, welcome. Why are you laughing today?
Yes, why are you laughing? Can I just check, what were your settings you said for the noise gate filter for your OBS?
Oh, you want me to bring them up again?
Yes,
Just give me a moment.
please. Apologies. I've changed my mic, my microphone, whatever.
And on that point, right, my settings shouldn't really be taken as a basis.
No, I just want an idea.
Alright, so my noise gate. Closed threshold minus 63.
Right.
Open threshold minus 50. Attack time 25 milliseconds. Hold time 200 milliseconds. Release time 150 milliseconds.
Yeah, the attack, hold, and release are the same as yours. I have got my open at minus 41 and my close at minus 69. It seems...
Nice.
Okay, I'll do. Fuck it. If we have issues, we will hopefully see on stream. But, yes, it is Sunday afternoon. Sunday evening. When does the evening hit? 8? 7? I never know. But it is Sunday.
For me, evening is a state of darkness, which has not been achieved and won't be achieved for some time.
Right. Apologies, I'm just kind of eating on stream. I have my food. Yeah, we're not going to get evening anytime soon. But, let's prefer horse ash. But, you mean from when I was like using shitty headphone mics? I don't know. Let us continue. Let's load. And, see. Wait, which one's the latest? That was the 2nd of July, and this was... Yeah, none of these are... 2nd July, 10:44, 10:45, we're going to use that one. I think this is where we stopped, isn't it? Are you there, Chris?
I don't remember.
Oh, well.
Wait, this picture, yeah, because we had to choose one of the girls.
Yes.
Oh well, go for it.
Let's do this. Why wasn't working? And I'm gonna just switch to full screen.
What?
I already chose. I chose Subakiko.
Yeah, let's go with her.
Oh wait, no, did I not say what?
Did you save that we chose her or not?
Maybe I didn't. Let me do a save point kind of at about... Why did I do that save point there? Yeah. Back you go. Also, alright, Garlic Red X, how's it going?
Hey, what's up? Nice to see you.
It happened long ago when I was still a kid in kindergarten. Wait, who are we? Oh, Kitsubakigo? Just like every other little girl my age, I was a proper lady. For me, playing house was a perfect recital when I'd someday be a housewife too.
Wait, she was playing house? With who?
No, so when she becomes I don't know. I tried acting even cuter than normal when I was in front of the boys. I'd even get in trouble for playing with mum's makeup and cookware sometimes too. The stereotypical girl growing up from the 90s. I didn't mean any harm, of course, because I was dead serious about my dream even back then. To become the perfect wife. What the hell? Why is Crack Dealer going no? What, Crack Dealer, why?
Hi, hi. 先生はお父さんの役ね。ただいま。あなた、おかえりなさい。
Why is she playing house with the teacher? I'm a female teacher, but still.
Crack Dealer saying, I don't want to relive the creepy ice cream man in the park.
I thought that'd be you, mate. On account of your profession.
お風呂にする？ご飯にする？
Oh my
Go all
God.
the way. Come on, go all the way.
じゃあお風呂からにしよ
that's
うかな。
To be fair, it would be inappropriate for her to say that.
お風呂沸いてますよ。背中流してあげるね。
What is this fucking bullshit?
I knew I
man?
could count the garlic for X, though. He'll complete the joke for me.
あら嬉しい。先生も椿子ちゃんみたいなお嫁さん欲しいな。
Even when Tanabata came around, my wish was the same. I want to be the perfect wife. But I was a kid. I never thought about it much deeper than that. I wanted to be a wife, but I never even considered that I'd need to marry someone to make that happen. Oh my...
Mate, your volume's going low, man. What's going on with you?
Is it? How
Yeah,
about
you're
now?
well quiet. I mean, now you're fine. What were you doing? Were you leaning away from the microphone?
Is it lower now?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm looking away from the microphone.
There's your problem right there. It's the
No.
fucking
It's
because
good.
it's like you have to speak directly into the microphone now. It's not like your other one.
Yeah, sorry, I was just checking my phone when I shouldn't be doing. I should not be doing at all. No, yeah, this is the problem. I think a lot of people who want to be wives have. They're like, I want to be a wife, but they don't realize you have to marry. Like, you marry someone as part of that, and there's a lot involved. It's like, you know,
I
you
mean,
get those
how are you gonna-
bridezillas, right? And they're just like, the wedding just has to be perfect. It's like, what about the guy? I don't care about the guy. You're like, what the fuck?
All right, fine. Garlic Bread X reminds us that Tanabata was a couple of days ago. Yeah, I wished everyone a happy Tanabata.
Did you? You didn't wish. What the fuck? You didn't wish it to me on the day.
Everyone who cares that it's Tanabata. You don't care, so it's fine.
Who says I don't care? I would care if I knew. I don't know
What is Tanabata?
is.
There you go.
If I knew, tell me.
You've watched The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya.
Yes.
It's all explained in there.
1 second, let me just check this. I don't remember jack shit from that. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, you need to stop looking away from your microphone when you're talking. It goes really quiet.
Which I am quite happy about.
Good. It's what you
Um,
wanted.
It is. It is a Japanese festival originating from the Chinese Kixi festival. Interesting. But yeah, I just have to be more. Does that happen with you with your mic?
It does. You must
Yeah.
have noticed that I get
Yeah.
quieter at points. It's because I look away or I lean back.
So
My microphone is like, Kuxel is not immediately next to me. I must now shut off because I'm a tsundere microphone.
No, it's because it has a pattern, a detection pattern that is directly in front of it. Whereas the other microphone I had a detection pattern of don't listen to the person right in front of me, listen to something fucking 10 miles away, right? And then put it on blast. Fucking mic. Anyway.
All right. I just want to get this one tweet I've just seen. Up. Some guy says Leviathan DLC, Jill DLC. What we need is a Gav DLC where we sprint to Clive's location whenever Clive and Jill are about to kiss. Yep.
Water up in his face, so he can just appear and stop them.
Ah, yeah.
What a cock tease. Or cock block. Anyway. Pretty stupid, huh? That's like the first thing you're supposed to think of.
お嫁さんになりたかったら男の子と喧嘩しちゃダメだぞ。
I don't know, man.
What? Why is she getting into fights with boys if she wants to marry
Because
one?
she's a
でもマー
delinquent.
クつぼティコのスカートめくったんだよ。
Yeah, I mean, fuck that dodgy kid.
それにしても女の子がドロップキックをかますのはな。
First of all, fucking impressive that you drop kicked them. But also, Kuxo, I feel like if I were ever to have kids, God help them, if I had a daughter and she's like, this kid flipped my skirt, and I was like, what did you do? I drop kicked them. I'd be like, good kid.
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Did you beat him up when he was down?
Honestly, the idea of having a daughter scares me more than anything. I'm like, oh god.
Mate, I don't want it. I don't want to deal. I don't want to have to. No, I'd love to have a daughter. I don't want to deal with everything that comes around with it. It just. Oh my god. The old man in me just like super comes out. I was out today, and there's a big festival in Glasgow today, this weekend, and so lots of people are out. Young adults, teenagers, they're going to this festival, and you see them hang about, and they're now wearing like, it's the fashion, it's summer, it's like an I don't know, super short tight pant things, lycra stuff that doesn't, and I'm sitting going, what the fuck, man? And I was like, yeah, I'm old, but also what the fuck, man? And I think, if I have a daughter, I don't know. So yes, I barely remember it, but apparently I'd kicked a boy so hard he smashed his head into the edge of a locker, sending him to the hospital.
That's my girl. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Scar him for life. Personally, I thought it was a suitable price to pay for trying to steal a glance at my...
Say it.
Oh, sorry, I was about to burp as well at the same time as being at my panties. Fucking hell, I hate that word.
I know you hate that word.
It's
That's
so-
why I thought you ducked down.
I mean, I was hesitating partly because of it, but the burp was coming through. Why? Why does that word exist? I wanted to be a wife, and yet I'd constantly be picking fights with boys back in kindergarten.
だからあなた乱暴な漫画は椿子の手の届くところに置かないでって言ったでしょ
What, she
Oh,
learned
right.
how to
I
drop...
see. I'm the father, apparently. Violent manga.
Wait, you have violent manga lying around?
I mean, I read GTO. That has
Is
some
that
violence in
violent?
it. In the
い
beginning,
いね
nah.
椿子お父さんの漫画は真似しちゃいけない乱暴な漫画なのよ
Yeah, but she's clearly talking about like shonen manga.
I don't know, when I think of violent manga, I think of like something like Berserk.
You think like Berserk or Fist of the North Star, right?
Yeah.
素敵なお嫁さんになりたかったら優しい女の子にならなくちゃ乱暴はダメよ
I don't entirely disagree with all of this, but I don't like this idea of you have to be kind and gentle all the time. You can't ever be violent. Even when a kid was like flipping your skirt. What the hell, man?
パパにもドロップキックとか円髄蹴りとかシャイニングウィザードとかもうやっちゃダメだぞ。
Oh, damn. She'd be
I mean,
practicing on
drop
dad.
kicks and roundhouse kicks are one thing. What the fuck is a shining wizard? That sounds dodge.
You've been poisoned by hentai. What the hell?
第一な、お嫁さんというのは男の子に嫌われたらなれないんだぞ。
Oh, don't worry about it. One of them will like her.
Yeah, some guys are into that. Those words were such a shock to me. I'd never realized you needed a boy's approval before you could be a wife.
What do you think a wife is?
She has a kid, but still.
これからはもう少し女の子らしくしなくっちゃね
How has she found out about the idea of marriage but doesn't seem to know anything about what it entails besides being a housewife. Like, how'd you get that super narrow view of what marriage is? So weird.
男の子とも仲良くしなさい。そうしたらきっと素敵なお嫁さんになれるぞ。
じゃあ私これからはもう喧嘩しない。優しい女の子になる。グッドモーニングモーニング。朝だよ。
What the fuck is this half almost German Guten Morgen? Wait, it is German. What?
They're trying to localize the fact that she said good morning in English.
So decided.
You weren't listening to what she said, were you?
She said good morning in English,
She
yes.
said good morning, yes, but it's in
they
English,
thought
not Japanese.
teaching it turning to German.
Because the joke is not preserved if you just write good morning in the English subtitles. I say subtitles, I mean translation.
So I get what they're trying to do, but the answer was to make it German.
To localization. Yeah, welcome to localization. You'll see a lot of bullshit sometimes.
Guten Morgen, rise and shine. Sabakiko opened the curtains with a whoosh. Oh wait, we're in Suzumi's room. The sun's warm rays bathed the room in their light. Ah, beautiful.
ほらスズム、いつまで寝てるの？お寝坊さん。
Garlic Bread X says, good morning.
I swear to you that fucking meme died last year.
Oh, I need to watch. Was the movie worth watching?
No, that was the whole point of the joke.
I kind of want to watch it.
You got a real tolerance for horse shit anyway.
You need to get good. Get a better tolerance, man.
Why?
何事?
To enjoy the kind of weird pleasures of super shit stuff.
I'd rather just enjoy myself with something super good.
I'm gonna tell you now. There is a show called Neo Yokio which I've mentioned in the past, and
I've watched Neo Yokio.
Utter shit, right? I
enjoyed it. It was rubbish, but I enjoyed watching it.
It fucking made me feel so good because it was so shit. I have not felt that way watching anything else, right? It was so bad. It was fucking amazing.
I don't know what happened to you, man.
Mate, it was great, and that's like, it's all about like, look, a movie can be good or bad, but what matters is how you find it, right? You can thoroughly enjoy a shit movie. Let people do that. Oh, what's Crackdeer saying? No, Miss Harumiya. What? Why?
男子ってこういうシチュエーション大好きなんでしょ?
What, being randomly woken up in the morning? Is it school day? Oh, she's wearing school uniform.
もっと喜んでくれてもいいのに。
Can you hear a motorcycle in the background?
No.
Microphone working! Most people would see this as a standard girl next door romantic comedy act and wish the two of them dead in envious rage. Yeah, fuck you for being happy. Oh, look, Cook's all clouds for me to shout at. But Suzumu was normally quite the early bird. In contrast, Tsubakiko was a real night owl.
Yes.
Even when she went to bed, she'd spend 30 minutes squirming about playing Wanyadora, not wanting to waste her MP. Wanyadora was a free-to-play mobile puzzle game constantly being pushed in commercials and ads all over.
Is it gacha?
Yeah, probably. But anything free-to-play will have loads of microtransactions in it. As such, it had taken her a few days before she could adjust to waking up Suzumu each morning, like his future wife might.
ずいぶん久しぶりだね。キコちゃんに起こしてもらうのは。起こしてくれてありがとう。
Thanks for waking me up when I didn't really want you to wake up. Thank you. I love this. God, I hate this.
それでね、スズム、朝ごはん作ってみたんだけど。
Oh no. No. Right. If you're not good at making breakfast or cooking, don't use your experiments on people like this. Experiment on yourself until you get good, because this is going to end badly. Also, Crack Dealer is saying, "Ew, Suzume, I hate you."
それは嬉しいな。でも珍しいね。どうしたの？急に。
Last night, she'd had a dream that brought back all sorts of memories. To her innocent kindergarten days, when she'd sworn to become the perfect wife. The memory was so pure and exciting that before she knew it, she'd woken up at the crack of dawn. Thus, she made a spur-of-the-moment decision to make breakfast for Suzumu. So she was like, I remember I wanted to be a wife, having memories.
Breakfast.
So she's like, I'm going to make breakfast for Suzumu, not thinking anything else of it. Weird. Despite that, he was as composed as ever. Yeah, because Suzumu fucking sucks. What was the ancestor called? Mutsu?
Yeah, Mutsu was the ancestor.
I want him again. Fuck this guy. Though a girl his age had used her spare key to sneak into his room, he wasn't the least bit shaken. Fuck. Okay. Suzumu, you're fucking. I would be thinking, what the fuck? Tsubakiko brought the food from her own apartment on a tray. The hallway was rich with the scent of cooking. She must have cooked in her room. What? Why would you cook in your room? She struggled to make her way through the door while her hands were occupied with carrying the tray.
無理に運ばないで、キコちゃんの部屋で食べてもいいのに。
At her room? Dodge. Or it means her house. Crack Dealer saying, Suzume, I hate you. I don't want to see you ever. Why are you in his room? Get out of there. Despise that poster. The poster in the background. Cookso, are you still there, by the way?
I am still here. I just want to see what's happening.
Okay. It's just that I get worried when you get quiet as if there's a disconnect.
Sorry about that.
乙女の部屋は男子は立ち入り禁止なの。
And you just barged into his room.
She didn't barge into his room. She opened the key.
She barged into his room. I mean, granted, she did it by using a key.
The key.
That she shouldn't have to his room. But she barged in. She was not invited in. And he's just pointed out.
いいでしょ？私たち親戚同士なんだから。
I keep forgetting that they are related.
She's like a distant cousin or something. See if I had a distant cousin, they barge in like this.
Yeah, at that point, it'd be like, fuck off.
No, I just imagine myself mid-stroke vamping to some fucking hentai. And I'm like, oh shit. Wait, does that not happen in one of the fucking... What anime? There's an anime where that happens. Fuck,
why are you like fucking getting yourself clocked in your own fantasies, man?
Because that's the reality, right? It's always Sod's Law, they'll come in at the fucking wrong moments. You're not just sitting there kind of like chilling, not doing anything, Dodge.
なんかおかしい気がするけど、気のせいかな。
I like how he's actually saying this out loud. He's showing a bit more of a personality beyond a cardboard box.
気のせい気のせい。はあ、さ、召し上がれ。
Look at this. White rice,
Hey.
miso soup, take notes guys, seasoned seaweed, stir-fried spinach, bacon and eggs.
I didn't like miso soup when I tried it.
Oh man, I like miso soup. My brother's his wife made miso soup with what the fuck is that? Soy
Soy sauce.
No, not soy. It's not. Fuck. What's the Right, I remember this from Initial D. He has to tofu. That's
tofu.
It. Yeah. With tofu in it, and it was really nice.
I didn't like tofu either.
No, tofu is like it has a.
I might have had some shit one. So I only had that once.
To be fair, the only 2 times I had miso soup proper was one in Japan with there was a couple. The guys who ran the guest house made it. It was homemade, awesome. And then the other time is recently.
And your brother's wife.
Yeah, which again was homemade and
Fair
awesome.
enough.
Garlic bread egg says cute. That's a lot of food. It is. I mean, and Crackdeer is saying it's a Japanese breakfast. Yes, because what we were doing in Japan was being idiots, and we went into the 7-Eleven or whatever it was, and we just get like they had
The konbini.
they had Frosties, so we got Frosties and milk. We're like, fuck you guys, we're gonna have expensive milk and Frosties. But on the first, I think it was the first night or the first morning or something, they made miso soup and it was awesome.
To be fair, I did not enjoy the. It's not that it was bad, but the breakfasts I had when I was in India was just not great. Like at the hotel, they it's a bed and breakfast, so they would serve breakfast, and I was kind of hoping it'd be like a continental European type breakfast. But they had traditional Indian style breakfast, and I'm just not a fan of that.
Of eating Indian food for breakfast.
Yeah, for breakfast.
Yeah, I get you.
Like lunch, dinner, absolutely. Breakfast, nah, man.
Breakfast, I'm just gonna have a milk with cereal because I'm a Westerner. Give me that cereal.
For some reason, it's also like they didn't. I'm a massive fan of having juice at breakfast.
Okay, yeah, I mean,
and it did not seem to be common wisdom that juice is served at breakfast time, and I'm like, what the fuck, man?
No juice makes Kuxel an angry boy.
It doesn't make me angry. It makes me feel odd. I'm like, why is there no juice here? I don't understand.
Why is it?
It's not that it's
like
difficult
the
to
UK.
get juice.
I'm English, and
I had tea. I had tea. You don't need to worry.
Oh, you had tea. Fair enough. You just didn't have juice. You have your juice and then you have your tea after.
Yeah, when I make breakfast, actually, when I make a fucking good breakfast, I always serve 1 tea and 1 juice.
Together?
No matter who. Yes.
I have to have my breakfast and my. So I have juice as well. I happen to have juice as well for breakfast. And I have breakfast, juice, and then I'll have the tea after I've kind of had the breakfast.
You can have it whenever, but I will serve if I'm making breakfast and I'm going full English, and I love making it full English, you know that. I will serve both 1 tall glass of juice and 1 steaming hot mug of tea.
I can't do that. I don't, because the tea will get too cold by the time I have it. I have to have. That's why, like, I make the tea separately, and it's a separate. And I'll take, because I work from home, so I'll just take that up to my office and have a cup of cha, while working. But no, this all sounds amazing, and it's making me wish Kuxel would make me an English. No, he should make me a Scottish breakfast.
I liked Scottish breakfast when I was up there.
What the fuck is a Scottish breakfast? I don't know. I need what, I don't know. I take it there's like I've never had a.
When I had it, I don't know if it was traditional or not, but there's egg dishes. There were quite a few of them. I mean, that makes sense. But the one I had was a scrambled egg with Scottish salmon, lemon, and some sort of cream on the side.
Ooh,
like,
that was nice.
That was damn good. I make that myself now. Without the cream, I don't know what the cream was. It might be tartar sauce. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably tartar sauce. I like tartar sauce, mainly because
I think it's okay, but I'm not a massive fan of it.
I like it. You get it in was it the McDonald's fillet
the fish burger, yeah.
Thing, yeah. But anyway, let us carry on. The kind of breakfast you'd see in any average household. What? Oh yeah.
You have to remember, when they serve breakfast, they give it in tiny portions.
Alright.
So a little tiny bowl of white rice, a little tiny bit of, like, I don't know, maybe some kind of sushi, a little bit of the spinach that she was serving, an egg, some bacon, whatever it was she had.
Shit, I thought it was going to be like a big fucking serving and everything. I'd be like, brr, and eat it all up. But small
that's
things.
my breakfast.
Just go,
That's my
"Brrr."
breakfast. If I actually make the proper one, I don't even serve it in a plate. I just bring like the massive frying pan to your table and serve it.
Well, serve it on the plate, or do you just eat it from the pan?
The pan. The way I make it, like I get one massive pan and I cook all of it in there. You've never had one of my breakfasts, right? One
No,
day I should
you know,
make-
like I want to know that Kuxo. Whenever I've went to see Kuxo, has never made me any of these legendary breakfasts, but talks about it when on stream. So I would like, yes, I would like to try a Cook's Roll English breakfast. But I wouldn't have it if I was able to make it myself, which I'm sure I could make a
It's not
Scottish breakfast.
difficult.
or
You'll
whatever.
be
It's not
able to,
difficult.
yeah.
I wouldn't do it too often because it's not super heavy. Stop bragging, says Crack Dealer. Come on, Crack Dealer, you can. Crack Dealer, I have cereal, mate. So, yeah, I mean, but
I
you
don't
can
make this
learn.
every day. It's a treat. I make it every now and then.
God, man, Kuxo, can you just marry me? Who needs a freaking? I need to learn how to cook. I really fucking do. I can't cook for shit. I last time I cooked anything was years ago. And it was edible, but it's probably one of those things where you just look at the person and go, "Did you like it? Did you? It was really nice, wasn't it?" The person that your love interest potential, and they just look at it going, and you're like, "It's good, isn't it? It's good," and they just lie to me. But anyway,
他には
yeah, stare at him, weird him out, put pressure on him, please.
お味噌汁も美味しいよ。キコちゃんはお料理上手だね。
他には
God damn, what?
ほうれん草も美味しいよ。僕好きなんだ。
他には
Oh, you're such an annoying child.
ベーコンエッグも念入りに火が通ってて美味しいと思うよ。
ちゃんと火通さないと危ないからね。特に気をつけたの。
That looks. I'm no expert in food, but that doesn't look great.
There's something about. First of all,
It's
when
burnt.
he said bacon and eggs, I didn't think he meant that the eggs was literally mixed or cooked on top of the bacon.
Well, yeah, I didn't think that the bacon was genetically modified to come with egg inside it. And like, it looks burnt to fuck.
It is burnt, yes.
I shouldn't complain. I can't cook for shit, but still, I hope.
No. That's actually a point in your favor. Like, I can't cook for shit, and I can tell that's shit.
I know. I think maybe he should. I'm hoping he asks her to taste it.
美味しいよ。こんなにバリッとおせんべいみたいに食べられるベーコンエッグなんて初めてからな。
Ooh.
Oh, he's taking the absolute piss. To be fair, I do like.
You like it crunchy?
Yeah.
A crispy egg.
そう今流行りの焼き方なの知らないの遅れてる
Though this is cute in an anime visual novel context, this would be super annoying if you had to deal with it every day. They're just like, yeah, this is how it should be. It's like, it tastes shit. Tsubakiko made hasty excuses with a blush. Suzumu chuckled at the sight. Anyone could tell from a glance that she'd overcooked the bacon and eggs a little. No, scratch that, a lot. In actuality, Tsubakiko had borrowed the rice, miso soup and spinach from her mother. Oh,
Nice.
you cheating git. In other words, all she'd actually cooked were the bacon and eggs.
And she fucked that up. Nice.
That's terrible. Her room currently reeked of smoke.
Oh, that sucks.
Just watch, you see, she has a fucking cooker in her room.
So I've seen this in videos I watch, but I don't know why. When I was watching tutorial videos on cooking, some Japanese guys, they have very small portable hobs, gas hobs, and they cook on that.
With the big gas tank sitting next to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's...
like, you know, if I'm going to cook, I just go to the kitchen because we got the gas hob there, right? It's connected to, like, the mains gas supply. But these guys, they just have, like, a little tiny hob. And it's connected, like, just one hob. Not like the array of four, like
yeah.
we get, 4 or 5. But they've just got that one hob there, right? And it's connected to a gas tank.
Is it because in certain cheap accommodation they don't have gas supply to it? and
I'm
so
not
they have to
sure.
use the gas tanks, and especially when it's like a one-room accommodation, you don't have a cooker.
But the thing is, that's the first thing that popped in my mind when it said her room smelled of smoke, and then I'm thinking, wait a minute, she lives at home though with her parents. Do they not have a kitchen?
She lives
If
in
they
that
do have
room
a kitchen, do
because
they not have like a main hob? Is it electric?
does she? Because he lives not in their house. He lives in like a block of flats or something, doesn't he? That they own next to the house.
I can't remember, to be honest.
It feels like that. So like, but she has a room across from him. How does that actually? None of this makes sense. Yeah, I don't think
her
she
room
lives in
is
her
next
house.
to him because I do remember. Wait, no, because wait, where was he staying when she was beating the shit out the wall? And he
No,
could
so
hear it?
she lives in this same block of flats. It's owned by her family. It's a building, right? One of those buildings that you see in the anime, like the Devil was a part-timer, those type of places, right?
No,
And-
this is not one of those because those are very old. You don't see them nowadays.
But
They all
this,
got knocked down.
what's the guy saying in chat? Suzumu, stop acting like an AI. And Garlic Bread X says, did you like the bacon and eggs? Takes out a kitchen knife. Did you like the bacon and eggs? Yes.
Anata. Yeah. All right, I'll be right back in just a minute. Yeah.
No problem. What do you guys in chat? Do you know? I'm pretty sure this is a separate building from the house. But then, if she got the food from her mum, is he just living in their house? Oh, the metal pipe. Oh my god. What about? She's got the bat with the nails in it, hasn't she? Probably threatening with that or something. Now I'm wondering, is he living? I thought he was living in like an accommodation. It's like a bunch of flats. And for some reason, she lives across from him. She doesn't live in the house with that. She runs it. Is she responsible for this place? Something. Crackdeer is saying, but they said the door banging was from just the other room. They did. It was, yeah. So it wasn't across. It wasn't across. It was a room next door to his room.
Yeah, like right next to him. I'm back, by the way.
Hello. Also, guys in chat, how do I sound? Do I sound any different? I'm using a different mic. Just curious if you notice any difference. I don't think you will, but I mean, if it sounds better, that'd be cool. Well, let's see what happens with this. She'd actually wanted to make more than that, but the disaster with the bacon and eggs had shattered her spirit.
Poor girl.
お嫁さんって大変だね。
Like, just get good by practicing, eh?
どうして
To be fair, she had a dream, decided on a whim, I'm gonna make breakfast, hasn't practiced it or whatever, and fucked it up. Entirely expected, entirely normal. Like, she just has to practice cooking, and you'll get better.
毎日
One day.
旦那様より早起きして朝ごはん作るんでしょ
I mean, God, I wish that was the case. I'm pretty sure that is not the case for most people, and it's not something that should be expected or anything.
こんな朝ごはん一つ作るだけで青息と息なんで全然だよね。
Why do you want to be a wife? What is it you want out of being a wife? Because everything about it seems to suck for you.
で
Do you
も
not understand her
チコちゃんはこうして
feelings?
作
She
って
wants
くれ
to
る
be a
よ。
wife. She wants to do
僕はとても
things
嬉し
to
いし。
make the guy happy.
She wants to do things to make someone else happy.
Yeah.
What is this? Empathy for another person? What? What nonsense is this? What you should do is do things to make yourself happy and fuck everyone else. And I'm sure that will lead you down a path of happiness and self-fulfillment.
きっと未来の旦那さんも喜んでくれると思うな。
Yeah, you just keep saying that as long as it's not you, Suzumu.
Garlic Bread X says making eggs is easy. She's a failure. Atsuta makes the greatest breakfast, which means that he is the perfect housewife. And
Man, at least he gives good pep talks. You are great. Atsuta is fun. Atsuta is a great friend. I would quite happily wake up to Atsuta giving me breakfast over Tsubakiko giving me genetically modified monster food.
I mean, he also has his family restaurant.
Yeah, he's gonna inherit the restaurant money. But also really cool. Why is
I was about to say good food.
Yeah, Atsuta is like best waifu. Sorry, Tsubakiko. Wait, why was Atsuta not an option in this?
進は嬉しい？
嬉しいよ。
Thanks,
こん
Suzumu.
な情けないベーコンエッグを作るお嫁さんでも？
僕のためを思って作ってくれたものならすごく嬉しいよ。
Try fucking doing that 100 days in a row, mate. Would you still have that smile? Would you still be happy that someone tried even though they were shit at it?
This is the man who punched trees for 1,000 years and flopped.
そんな朝ごはんを毎日食べられたら毎日仕事を頑張れると思うよ。
Oh, fuck off, Susumu.
だからヒコちゃんの未来のお婿さんはきっと幸せだと思うよ。
This is bad. This is gaslighting, right? Like, he's fucking setting her up for a massive fall, right? This is like, this is the problem. You think you're doing the right thing by just like praising someone, going, oh, no, it'll be great, it's fine, right? And in reality, it's like they suck at cooking, and then she gets married to someone just sucks at cooking constantly.
Then she gets married to Gordon Ramsay, and then he's like, you fucking donkey!
What are you?
Where's the lamb sauce?
Puts two breads up. What are you? Stupid sandwich.
What are you? An idiot sandwich! Good!
Yes.
Now go! Fuck it! Yeah. Fucking love him.
Oh my god. What's it like to be his wife? Does she cook much? Does she have to be a good cook? Does he do all the cooking? I wonder. Does he judge her cooking? Like,
I think he does the cooking.
yeah. The thing is it like actually men are the best chefs in the world, like on average? It's like I remember thinking, because I just assume, I don't know, my mum would do the cooking in the house, right? And I just kind of assumed that women were better cooks. That's a stupid assumption. But it's like all the best chefs are like men, or not all, but most of them, the majority of the best chefs and stuff like that. And I'm like, what's happening here? What are the chat saying? Crack Dealer's saying, wait, what's this timeline? Garlic Bread X is saying, whoever you marry but me. Yes, this is what's happening. Suzumu is basically going, yeah, this is great, you're amazing, Tsubakiko, just don't marry me. Crack Dealer saying, it's not the timeline where he picked Kiko. No. Crack Dealer, we're in a different...
Don't worry about timelines, mate. We're clearly just supposed to roll with things we know and just see how things are going.
This is a separate loop from that one. That one ended and then we looped, and this is like a God knows what loop after that. And we've chosen Tsubakiko in a different way. No, sorry.
We're at the start of a new arc. We know she likes him. They don't seem to have started anything yet. They might have. We don't know. She's cooked him breakfast. She fucking sucks. Let's go. There's the stage direction. Actors, go.
But also, what's happened here is that the doe, have decided Tsubakiko is going to try and woo him. All of them like him.
Oh yes, I had actually forgotten about that.
This is a different. It's a different thing. Whereas before, Suzumu chose Tsubakiko. Or no, the Tsubakiko approached him as a person. This time she's approaching as one of the deer gods. So this is quite different. You're fucking...
Give me that picture. Just that picture. I'll be happy with that.
Can we screenshot things? No?
I don't mean it literally, man. If I want that picture, I can get it. Don't worry.
Gigsaw has ways. His words.
Does that mean that timeline ended? Yes, they
Yes.
died.
Everyone
don't
went
remember,
apeshit.
They went into that classroom. Suzumu came up later. The place was on fire. They had beaten themselves so hard there was just bloodied pulps left. Then the ghost of, I think, Suzunome as Toei appeared and ate Suzumu? I don't know.
Ate
what
the
happened
remains
exactly.
or something weird.
And then the classroom blew up, and then we went into the whole flashback arc.
Yeah. His words warmed Tsubakiko's heart. If her married life were anything like this, she felt like she could take on the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
And if Suzumu were her husband, she believed she could do anything. Thus, she swore to keep up her training so she could someday be the perfect housewife.
See, she's training.
花嫁修行に付き合ってくれてありがとう。
Fucking hell, man. The amount of nervousness in that. That one line.
素敵なお嫁さんになりたいから、その。
僕でよければいつでも協力するよ。
Oh God, Suzumu.
Oh, you dumbass. Don't. Fuck, Suzumu.
ありがとうありがとう。
She's like,
サンキューだよ。
thank you, Dayo.
Thank you, Dayo. Tsubakiko was bursting with joy. Crispy bacon. And so the two. I don't even know what that's from. I've heard that phrase.
It's just the way you said that sounded so Irish out of nowhere.
Okay.
It's just like crispy bacon.
I thought that was like a Northern England.
Whatever, man. It was fucking great.
And so the two of them ate at their crispy bacon and eggs like your average newlywed couple. Why is there a fire? Oh, it's the bikes. Fair enough.
The sound effects continue to be really wild.
I can kind of hear the bike thing. It's just very...
No, it does sound like a fire, yeah. That's up there with like monkey sounds for the deers.
Oh, what the fuck was that, man? Honestly. God damn. I almost always rode my bike to school. But when Suzumu and I were both riding our bikes, it felt we were taking a nice romantic trip together. The early bird gets the worm, so they say, and that's precisely how I felt. I was in such a good mood today. I felt like I was one step closer to becoming the perfect wife. I was on top of the world. Everything was going so well.
And then...
So why did it all have to go south? What?
まだ祭るか?
Oh, baby.
Oh my God.
足りねえか?
Yeah, that voice, holy shit.
That's so good.
A group of delinquents laid sprawled out on the ground before springing up and grovelling on their knees.
させ血まみれ天女のバキコさんとは知らず。
次にススコーにちょっかい出したら祭る。問答無用で血祭る。
失礼しました。
You know that dude pissed himself.
And he liked it.
Garlic Bread X saying, the bacon is burning and also the better Tsubakiko. Yes. I agree.
Hiko-chan って強いね。
That's one way to put it.
そりゃそうだぜ。何しろ昔は。
Oh, so Natsuya knew. Normally I'd slug Atsuta right in the gut to keep him from yapping about my past. Oh shit. But I wouldn't be fooling anyone after that horrendous display just now. Wow, so normally she'd just punch the dude straight in the gut? Damn, man.
Why is that surprising? She just knocked out 4 fuckers.
Because all the times we've seen her being hardcore, it's been with like arsehole gangsters, that deserved it. Her just punching Atsuta to tell him to shut up really hard just feels a bit off. It makes sense, but just a bit kind of thingy. Okay, I should probably back up and give some context here. Suzumu and I met up with Atsuta at Iwaihime shopping district this morning. After that, we saw some idiots trying to bully one of the guys from our school. But after I politely asked them to cut it out, they said some choice words that would invoke any lady's wrath. I couldn't remember a thing after that. Next thing I knew, I was here.
Yes, she blacked out.
And with that, my dream went up in flames.
Nope.
Now Suzumu knew of my dark and sordid past. Things were really awkward between us that day.
Only because you're making it awkward.
More accurately, I just didn't know how to approach him after that. Yeah, you
see.
So I simply kept avoiding him at every turn. Yep, that's gonna make it better. Though I knew I couldn't keep it up forever. However patient Suzumu might be, even he had his limits. So when school ended for the day, he grabbed me by the arm. Wow.
Oh my god.
ヒコちゃん、朝のことまだ気にしてるの?
What? The tone of his voice doesn't match the kind of grabbing her arm to stop her from leaving.
Yeah, it's
a bit creepy.
Weird, actually.
It's a bit creepy if someone just grabbed your arm and was like, "Are you still bothered about this morning?" I'd be like, "Well, mate." Of course, you were the glass guy who wanted to know my secret. Yeah, right. Like you'd ever believe me saying something like that, that lady like at this point. Why me? See if Suzumu just goes, Tsubakiko, I kind of like that.
まあ今さら可愛こぶったってもう手遅れだしね。とほほとほほだよ。
とほほとほほだよ。
でもかっこよかったよ。
Oh.
There we are.
Yeah.
同じ学校の人が難儀してるのをみんな見て見ぬふりをして通り過ぎてたのに。
To be fair, that was probably the right move. If you get involved with something like that and then you get annihilated by those that gang, they come after you after that. Yeah, she knew she could.
She's not going to get annihilated
because she can annihilate them. But oh man, I've seen those situations, and unfortunately, helping the dude out, then you end up becoming a target. Actually, I was watching an anime where that happened. It was a really trash anime that was on Crunchyroll. What was it? No, it was the one that we watched the first episode together. It was at The World Ends or something. And there's only
Oh, fucking hell.
So
I remember that one.
I don't know if you watched the rest of it. I watched the rest of it. And
no, I only watched the ones that we watched.
There was one character that they introduced where before the world ended, he had a group of friends. There's one guy that hang out with him and stuff like that he got to know. And then he saw that guy being bullied by the school bullies. And then he kind of intervened, said, "Hey, don't bully him. Why are you bullying him?" and all that. And then they're like, "Huh? Who are you?" And then they started bullying him. And the guy who was originally being bullied ran away. And then afterwards, that guy who ran away would ignore him. And he became the new target for the bullies. And mate, those bullies, they were fucking ridiculous. They literally peed on him at one point and all that. It's fucking... Oh, it's unbelievable. But anyway, I mean, charming. Over the top, yes, but stuff like that is kind of what ends up happening. Crackdeer saying, "Of course it's trash." Wait, what's trash? Oh yeah,
your anime choice.
You should watch it. It's fun.
ヒコちゃんは勇敢に声をかけたんだもの。それに助けた彼はヒコちゃんの知り合いだったわけでもないんでしょ？だからなおさらキコちゃんはかっこよかったよ。
かっこ。
そう？
The irony is, if Tsubakiko was the protagonist of the story and she had the magic punch power, she would probably fucking win. Because if you remember, Suzumu tried to intervene when Toei was being forced to suck her fiance's toe or whatever
Yes,
the first
I do
time.
remember that.
And he
Yeah.
was going to get his fucking arse handed to him, right? And it was Tsubakiko that saved his ass. Like, Suzumu is like the type of person who's like, no, you know, on the
I'll
hand.
save the day!
And he'd
then
get
he
his
flops.
ass fucking handed. And then he would be bullied and get the shit beaten out of him all the time. And he wouldn't be able to like fucking act on it, right? He'd just get screwed, which has happened with Toei, right? He's been annihilated multiple times because he's an idiot. Whereas Tsubakiko can fucking deliver. So Tsubakiko should really be the protagonist and she should be saving the world. Unfortunately, she somehow became part of the big bad. Crack Dealer is saying, of course it's trash. Crack Dealer is saying, read the manga. Have you read the manga, that anime? Gallic by Dex says, yeah, they should switch roles. Suzumu cooks and Kiko punches trees. Yes! Yes!
To be fair, they'd both be pretty good at it.
I've got a feeling that Suzumu would be a good cook. Yeah.
I think he's cooked before in this.
Has he? I don't know.
I think he has. I feel like we saw that at some point.
あんな剣幕で怒鳴ってる不良を前にキコちゃんはすっごく冷静だったし
I know that. What a fucking Chad. It was more like I lost my shit and gave in to the Satsui no Hado, though. Satsui no Hado? What is
That can't be what that says. That's from Street Fighter. So the Satsui no Hado is what makes Ryu turn into evil Ryu. It's basically evil. They call Ki Hado in Street Fighter, which is why it's Hadouken, Fist of Hado.
Fair enough. You think they took liberties a bit like they did with Eve Burst Error?
I mean, the only censorship I know of in this is that Sech King scene.
Oof.
Then again, this ain't censorship, it's flavor text.
I've just saw something you've posted in WhatsApp and I don't get it.
Huh? Oh, you're not supposed to be checking that now, man.
I know, but it was there and I was just checking in case it was an important message from someone else. But apparently it looked like I was totally in control from behind. Anyway, I was glad he was proud of me for standing up for that guy, but that didn't excuse the slaughter that followed.
僕は
Yeah, it does.
それを含めてもかっこよかったと思うよ
This is what Suzumu wants to be.
普段はおしとやかでも言うべき時やるべき時はやるって女性
Yeah! Okay. I agree with one thing with Suzumu. I like that. I do like a modest girl that can fucking beat the shit out of people when she needs to.
Yeah, I agree with him. He's still plain as fuck, though.
Yeah, he still sucks, but at least there's one thing I fucking can agree with him on. I never would have expected to find out Suzumu's type like this. Did I just trip a romance flag without even trying to? Was I seriously that lucky?
むしろ情けないのは僕だよ
Yeah.
ああいう時は男の僕が率先して出るべきだったのについぼんやりしてしまって
Like in everything you've done so far in this game, visual novel.
僕がしっかりしていればキコちゃんが体を張る必要もなかったし
Take that, Tweet Punch Man.
何よりそうして一日気にすることもなかっただろうしそれを申し訳ないと思ったこととかっこよかったよってことどうしても伝えたかったんだ
Maybe you should learn some move from Tsubakiko.
私のこと幻滅してない
No, he
You
wants to
can't do
be
that.
you.
しないよそれどころかもっとキコちゃんのこと好きになったよ
Moto ski.
本当
God, she can be cute sometimes.
I like her reactions.
Yeah.
強い女性って素敵だよね
Nice.
本当に私をおだてるために適当なことを言ってんじゃないの
She's like one step away from going into the full-on mode.
Do that again.
It was right.
I love it.
そんなわけないよ。
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I love it.
それに僕がキコちゃんに幻滅なんてしてたら一緒に帰ろうなんて誘うと思う？
Mate, now you know she can beat up the guys who pick on you.
Suzumu flashed me with a serene smile, erasing any suspicions I may have had of him being insincere. In the end, I was the only one who'd been worked up about the whole thing. Suzumu hadn't been let down a bit.
Look at this whole fucking scene, right? You know in old anime when it does that sparkly sound effect?
Yes?
Here. Right here. That's what should be sounding right now.
And yet, they have no sound effect besides the normal tune.
No, and the wind. They need... Well, don't do the wind now. I don't want the wind.
No, I want the... What was it? What's that song? As it...
What?
The Ohio song. Japanese. It's like, Ohio! What was it? Extreme Exuberance or something like that. Ah, never mind. It was a meme.
Wait, you're not thinking of the Yata song, are you?
Yeah, there's a bit where it goes... At one point. I could imagine that in this bit.
I don't know why you referred to the part
Weird.
I don't remember. I remember the part where it's just like dudes flying into the screen with leaves covering their crotch going, Yata, Yata! That's the only part I remember.
Fucking love that video. It blew my mind. I was like, what the fuck? This is so weird. Ah, good times. Good times. When was that? Early 2000s?
That was fucking a long time ago, man. When the internet was not like it is today.
The internet's continuously changing. The internet in the 2000s wasn't like the internet in the 90s. It's all relative. Anyway. Instead, I'd gained some serious points with him in a way I hadn't expected. It was like I'd risen from hell to heaven. But I knew I shouldn't put the cart before the horse like that. It was a bad habit of mine. We stopped by a fast food joint on our way home, where I told him all sorts of tales of my edgier years. I expected him to be horrified for sure, but instead he listened with a gleam in his eyes.
I want to hear these stories.
仲間を守るために戦うなんて本当にすごいや。
I mean, I think a lot of them will be interesting, but I'm pretty sure some of them will be pretty illegal. And he's just like, that's great.
Makes them fun.
I wouldn't have this reaction though. I'd be like, whoa. He's just like, oh, that's so cool.
To be fair, I would have that reaction as well. But the problem is that Suzumi's fucking playing. That's his reaction to everything.
Why does this guy suck so much balls? Why?
Oh, that's awesome.
That's so cool.
Wow.
僕も人の
You
た
should
めに
write
戦
that
えるよう
down.
にもっともっと精進しなきゃ。
You suck. Fucking get some knuckle dusters. Maybe that'll improve your punching.
でもいくらなんでもさすがにドン引きでしょ。
Maybe he didn't have any image of you before. You're just like nothing to him.
今でこそこんな可愛い子アピールしてるけど、かつてはとんでもなかったし。
The thing is, Tsubakiko, is the fact that you're trying to be cute, but also can be pretty bad, makes you more cute.
You leaned in closer to your mic, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Right, there's a weird sort of feedback in that.
今がそうなわけじゃない。
What, could you hear it double?
Not double, but there's like a sort of metallic tang to your audio at one point.
Interesting. I must not like it the way the other mic I have takes it.
Right.
Or maybe because I've boosted the gain to pretty high and it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
It wasn't clipping though.
So when I get too close, it gets a bit weird. I've not gone as close this time. I'm not kissing the microphone.
Yeah, nothing bad happened there.
Mama, kiss the microphone. Garlic Bread X is saying Gap Moe.
Yes.
That would, yeah. I like. I have got a thing. I love characters that are not what they seem. Love it. So maybe I'm a Gap
キコちゃ
into
んの
Gap
武
Moe.
勇伝はどれも相応の理由があっての喧嘩ばかりだったと思うよ。弱い者いじめとか何の意味もなく暴力を振るってたとかそういうのは一つもなかったと思うよ。
That's good. Well, yeah, I was the head of the Bloodstained Angels attack unit. Wait, this fucking sounds like something from Warhammer. Ah, the Blood Angels. I would never stoop so low. We were vigilantes. We never laid a hand on the innocent.
I was looking for a way to explain gap moe, and I found its definition on an Urban Dictionary. So gap moe, when a character's contradictory characteristics make them likable. That's a fairly good way of explaining it. So like someone who acts like an absolute, like you think you would ordinarily hate them.
Yeah.
So for example, Tsubakiko here going on beating people up, but you end up liking them more because of it.
There's a character, I don't know if this would be the same thing, but I can't remember the name of the anime, but it was hilarious because there was let me just say there was a character called Bench-kun. And every time...
Yes.
Oh, I don't know, I can't remember what the name of the anime was, but he was such a dick. He was such a dick to everyone, he was very open about it, I fucking loved it, but he had a heart of gold. And I really liked that.
I need to finish watching that. I was watching it at your place. The Benchkin one.
I just love Benchkin. It's good. I think it had a second season as well.
It did.
Yeah, and I think it ended with the second season. Well, I'm not seeing it for a third season. I think they kind of covered what they wanted to cover. But yeah, no, do you remember the name of that anime?
I'm trying to. I can't remember it though.
Because I thought it was Masumuni's Revenge, but that's a different one.
No, that's totally different.
I can't. But it's a good anime. Just look for Bench-kun and maybe something come up. I think it was Giguk that used that term.
Do you know what? Actually, I'm gonna look it up. Bench-kun.
That'd be funny for that. I hope that works.
Yeah, Oretsuki.
Yeah, Orisuki, yes. God, so good, so good. Instead, we were the kind who went around dishing out punishment to hot-headed scumbags who did sink to those levels.
ね。別にキコちゃんは恥ずかしいことをしてたわけじゃないと思うよ。
Yeah, it makes sense.
まあお天道様に胸張って言えることじゃないよね。
I mean...
今はもう卒業したんだし、もう気にしなくてもいいんじゃないかな。
Yeah, it's just a chapter of your history.
Crack Dealer's giving me the infamous move.
Oh, the progress hand.
I like it, I like it.
人間誰にだって反抗期みたいなものはあるし。
I don't know, I call that a fucking anarchist.
That's one way of putting it.
I know, holy shit.
僕だって親に反抗して悪いことしたことあるしさ。
Oh, do tell us.
Shut the fuck up. You know it's going to be like, I told my dad I'm not going to practice punching
Yeah,
trees
what did
tonight.
he do? What did he do? Get a B in class? Aha! What a harlot.
スズムが悪いことってどんな？
Yes, this is the question I want.
誰にも内緒だよ。
I'm moving closer in my seat now. Come on, Come on, tell me.
内緒にするする。私とスズムだけの秘密。
I hope this is mega lame.
Suzumu whispered in my ear.
本当に？スズムが？
They're not gonna tell us, are they?
Oh, fuck you, visual novel.
だから内緒だって声が大きいよ。
Oh, fuck.
It's a secret even to us, the player?
キコちゃんのやんちゃ時代だって特別なことじゃないよ。
What?
Shut up! Tell us!
This is bullshit.
What the fuck?
Did he
man?
set fire to a church or temple or something? This sucks. I hate this. I hate this.
Did he just go publicly masturbate or something? Like, what the hell?
I hate this type of trope in fucking, you get it and things, and it's like, no, this is not cool. Just fucking say what it is. It's lazy writing because you can't think of anything.
It's the three seashells thing. It's like they don't have an explanation.
I couldn't help but laugh at what a big deal I'd been making of all this. What the fuck? I literally roared with laughter, and before long, Suzumu joined in.
What, giggling like that?
I'd been worrying so much about this whole thing, but telling it all to him took such a load off my chest. I felt like I could even invite him to my room with no further reservations.
Oh, Oh yeah, because it's got stuff in it, right?
Yeah, what were you thinking, eh?
I was thinking the other thing.
What other thing?
Why else? Never mind. Cracktailer says he jacked off to his teacher.
How is that fucking scandalous? Oh, okay.
You threw that in there, man. Like,
Just-
caught me off fucking guard.
We continued chatting in the dying sunlight as we walked our bikes home. In hindsight, Suzumu was probably being considerate of me in his own little way. In the end, his smile laid my heart bare. Okay. But
There's the Atsuta shop.
Where?
The one on the left, that's Atsuta's restaurant. On the top, it says Atsuta.
You fucking know I can't read Japanese, but I'm glad. Thank you for telling me that. I know the no. I need to fucking get back into that, learning Japanese, so I can do stuff like that sometimes.
Pretty sure Garlic Bread X did that one time as well.
And I'm sure Loopy would chime in if Loopy was on to say, I can read draws. Like, thank you, Loopy. But also confessed his own shameful past, so we were even. Therefore, I had no reason to be embarrassed anymore. It was like, I don't know, like we'd already crossed some sort of emotional threshold. Now that I had nothing to hide from Suzumu, I felt I could show him the real me in its truest meaning. Uh-oh, wait, no, I don't like this. Because, let's see.
I've seen so many different true versions of you.
Quote unquote true. A girl would have to be crazy to let a guy like him out of her grasp. I mean,
alright, now you've just lost me because
what a
this guy
catch.
is...
He is the fucking pinnacle of humanity. The Chad of all Chads. Suzumu. The Great. So I had to take him for my own. I wouldn't let anyone else have him. Never. I had nothing left to fear. I'd confess to him right on the spot. That way, nobody else could ever lay a finger on him. Wait, this is similar to what happened to a previous loop.
You got really quiet, you moved away.
Oh yeah, sorry. This is what happened in a previous loop.
ねえスズム
何
Nani? The two of us stopped. The shopping district was bustling with activity, yet it felt like we were all alone in the world.
さ茶化すのはなしで聞いてほしいんだけど。
うん。
I faltered at the serious look he was giving me. I wanted to scream, but I couldn't lose heart. I needed to be brave. Oh no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't look him in the eye. It'd be like staring at the sun. Thus, I shifted my gaze far behind him.
Ah, yes.
What? I could hear children laughing and playing,
Oh no.
but I felt I could hear my younger self's voice among them.
椿子はね、素敵なお嫁さんになるの。
Oh, this is weird.
Well, isn't that sweet? That's a lovely little dream. You can do it, Tsubakiko. I know you can. Everyone was cheering me on with a big smile. And I wasn't simply telling people about my dream. I also knew those were magic words that put smiles on people's faces. I'm going to be the perfect wife when I grow up. Adults would smile and rustle my hair affectionately whenever I uttered that spell. It made me so happy. May all your days be filled with smiles. I
That's
hate-
creepy,
どう
man.
したのキコちゃん。
Oh, we've swapped perspective.
Hiko tried to tell me something,
And the wind.
but then she saw something behind me and froze up like a deer in the headlights. I turned around, but all I saw were the evening crowds of the Iwaihime shopping district. Nothing more, nothing less. It's a weird reaction.
どうしたの、
うん
しっかり。
That wasn't that bad of a memory either.
No, it's just her remembering that specific thing. I don't know why it's making her react like this. Whoa, what the fuck? Kiko gripped her head and moaned. Her eyes were dazed and she was staggering. Could this be one of those hauntings Miss Hinagata had told me about? She'd said they wouldn't happen while I was around, but perhaps there were exceptions.
Mate, touch her forehead.
Dodge. At any rate, I couldn't leave Kiko out in the middle of the street.
Oh, shit.
I parked our bikes at the side of the road and grabbed her by the shoulder.
Kiko-chan, 大丈夫? 僕がわかる?
Wow. She wailed as if in the midst of a nightmare. Her face was pale and clammy with sweat, while her eyes were wide and unfocused. A nightmare that struck in broad daylight. This had to be a haunting. Whatever the case, I had to get her home and let her rest. Then I'd call Miss Hinagata and ask what to do next. I draped my arm around Kiko's shoulders and hurried on home. Tinnitus sets in. I got a bad feeling and turned around. It felt as though something sickening was nearby, but there was nothing that fit that description in the crowd. Kimochi. After Suzumu and Tsubakiko left the shopping centre, an uncanny figure hiding in the darkness of a narrow back alley wriggled about. Oh my god.
Well, hello there, Virgilio. You seem to have seen better days.
It was disgustingly obese and gave off a rank odour, like sweat in a rancid sewer. It had small, childlike eyes that gleamed ominously.
Is this the Blob?
The man's breathing was loud and heavy.
This is so out of left field.
This feels like a JoJo character.
Yeah, but this music as well, actually,
Yeah,
you're right.
and this art style and that look, it just the way he's came in as well.
Yeah, you're right. You could imagine like the fucking go 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 going up on the side of the screen.
Yeah. Either his nose was stuffed or he did it on purpose. Greasy sweat trickled down the tip of his nose with each fetid and foul exhalation.
Wow.
Who the fuck is this?
Do you know what? I have a theory. The boy that she drop kicked.
You think
Then
that
again, it says man, so I don't know.
he grew up to be a fucking monster of humanity because she drop kicked him as a child and sent him to hospital?
Would be really funny.
She kicked him into another dimension and he became fucking obese man.
Cracktula says he was Virgilio until he wasn't.
The man smiled and giggled to himself as if remembering something amusing. This is fucking weird.
Where did this come from?
The fight to become Tsubakiko's husband. What the fuck is this? Is that what those letters are supposed to mean? I'd read that as what the fuck? What is going on? What is
Random
going
fucking creepy guy comes out of nowhere.
and he does this stereotypical looking from the darkness around a fucking corner.
You are so right about him feeling like one of those random JoJo characters that just show up out of nowhere just to be creepos.
Yeah.
Like the guy with the pig toilet. It totally has that kind of vibe.
He was just like, oh, the boss likes it because they lick his arse.
Yeah,
oh
that kind of thing.
The laugh is what got me. I was like, fucking hell. I thought he was a bad guy. Even if she can't cook to save her life, says Garlic Bread X, I don't think this guy cares. I don't think this guy even cooks his own food, to be fair. Grady says Virgilio after the bar closed up. That's not I could imagine that.
Yeah, man, without the bar there, he just wasn't the same.
I put Kiko to bed and called Miss Hinagata immediately afterwards. Kiko wasn't suffering anymore, but she was dead tired.
それは間違いなく霊障ね。
They do just happen randomly, don't they?
Yeah. But what we were told of that haunting didn't seem like a haunting.
You mean from her perspective?
Yeah. It was just her remembering something, and then all of a sudden she was like super like freaked out by it.
Maybe we didn't see the rest of it.
Maybe.
彼女を安全な場所に運んで横にする。で、正解よ。100点満点ね。
Cool.
半分眠った意識で何か危険なことをすることもあるから、意識が戻るまでそばにいてあげてね。
So I have to sit next to her now until she regains consciousness. This sucks.
危険なことって？
時に霊が自傷行為をそそのかすこともあるからね。身の回りに刃物がないかだけ確認してちょうだい。
I know in the context of this game it makes sense, but it does always just remind me that this is an allegory for mental illness.
Is it? I suppose.
Is it not?
I've never. I mean, it makes sense. I've just not thought about it that way. But yeah, people having hallucinations or having PTSD memories of something that's happened in the past.
I'm fairly certain we talked about this in a previous video, that these
about
are all just different kinds of mental illness, basically.
I think it was the one where we touched their heads and they started going apeshit, and the things that they're thinking of, like we suspected that was it Kanai. Right, what's the one that's Karin? Riria.
That's
right.
Riria, yeah.
Right, so Kanai we suspected assaulted potentially by the father. Because they don't talk about him too much. She talked about her mum, but not too much about the dad. Riria has got the complex that they've made obvious that about wanting to be a kid because she's not got the same. Funnily enough, it's quite similar to a character in Oshinoko.
I need to catch up.
You haven't what episode have you watched up to?
3.
And you've seen did they start high school?
Just. So I would keep from any discussions right now.
Anyway, yeah, so she's got like a lot of things like that because she feels like she's a has-been now and she wants to be a child again because everyone would have been nice to her when she was popular as a child star and all that stuff. And actually, I was watching a video on YouTube recently. There's a couple of ones that came out about a girl who acted in a Nickelodeon show. I can't remember the name for the life of me, but she was in the Amanda show. I think she was Amanda in the Amanda show.
This is about the allegations of against that one producer there, right?
No, that is iCarly, and it was a character Miranda Cosgrove. I think whatever, the girl who was iCarly in iCarly.
Yeah,
and other people as well. Yeah, so that's a different one, but like, yeah, it's not being a child star sucks in the long run. It's really bad. And there's that, and then with Tsubakiko, I don't know, she became super obsessed with becoming a good housewife. Could that be something to do with her parents and her feeling like she has to be a good housewife, otherwise bad things will happen?
I don't know about that. That could be the case, but I feel like that would be a more in-depth exploration than we might actually get.
Because I'm trying to think, how would this relate to like a real life situation? Why would someone be super obsessed with something that, to the degree that if they didn't get it, they would become mentally unhinged? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out more going forward.
刃物はないですけど、危険物はだいぶ。
Trophies of Kiko's younger days, such as spiked bats and wooden swords, were aplenty here. They could be trouble should worst come to worst, so I gathered them up, wrapped them all in a towel, and hid them away. Why is there like what looks like dried blood on the desk?
That was there before. It's her room, right?
Yes. It's always been there. And I can't for the life of me think of what that could be besides dried blood. And if that is dried blood...
Why?
I've got a feeling that Tsubakiko might partake in
some
use of the blade.
Yeah. I don't think she
does she wears outfits where you can see her arms.
If she was a good housewife, she'd clean up the blood. I like that.
You're not wrong.
鈴原君の持つ力はかなりのものよ。それを上回る例なんてなかなかいないと思うわ。
You're regarding his power quite highly. I don't think it's that good.
ハルミヤさんが具合を悪くした時の状況がちょっとわからないけれど。
Crackdeer saying, I don't think it's her blood.
It's probably paint or something.
It just... she has got spray paints up there, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. It just has to be red, doesn't it?
ひょっとしたら、霊障じゃなくて、貧血とか他の理由によるものもあるかもしれないわね。
でも、霊障の可能性がゼロってわけじゃないですよね。
まあね。誰にもゼロなんて断言はできないわ。
彼女を霊障から救うにはどうすればいいんですか？
霊障は基本的に白昼夢。寝ぼけて身に危険が及ばない場所ならば放っておいても大丈夫よ。
You just wait for it to pass?
Well, you know, this feels like, see when someone has a fit?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to hold them down or anything. You're supposed to just put them somewhere where they can't hurt themselves or hit something. And I think you're supposed to let the fit subside and not try to hold them down or anything or like, and this feels like that, where she's like, you know, just let her go through it. Just keep an eye that she's not hitting anything, she doesn't hurt herself. It just feels like that, which is unnerving.
そのうち目が覚める。そしたらもうケロッとしているわ。
I thought the situation was more dire, but Miss Hinagata made it sound like business as usual. Probably because hauntings were a regular occurrence for them. Hence why she was telling me all I had to do was stay with her until she woke up.
心配してくれてありがとうね。私たちにとってはよくあることよ。
We have not seen Miss Hinagata go for one though.
She referred to one that she went through, but we didn't see it.
Yeah, we've never seen her go for it. She's talked about it, but we've not seen it, which is interesting. I feel like that's important for some reason, and maybe if we do see one from her, it might maybe we'll learn something, because we don't understand. She's not one of the deer, but she still has these things from time to time. So clearly she's a descendant of Toei's ancestor, and yet we don't really have much on her. At least with the other girls, you see them become possessed, whereas with Miss Hinagata, that's not the case, and I feel like something's up with that, or there's something important about that.
そうですか。僕の力が弱まっているということなのかな。
You're just weak in general, mate.
そうなの？最近お稽古を少しサボってるとか？
Oh shit, I better go back to punching trees.
いえ、そんなことはないですけど。 僕と一緒なのにキコちゃんを守ることができなかった。それは僕の精進が不足してたからなのかなって思って。
ならもっともっとお稽古に勤しんでもらわないとね。鈴原くんはシャチホコ部の最終兵器なんだから。
No pressure. I sighed with relief. Things weren't as bad as they seemed. Miss Hinagata hung up after telling me to call her if anything happened. I went to go check up on Kiko, only to find her wide awake. Uh-oh. She must have woken up while I was on the phone.
どう？大丈夫？
She sat up sluggishly and heaved a deep sigh. I wondered what kind of a nightmare she'd had. Do you think she's going to wig out when she sees him in her room? Because this is technically the first time he's been in her room.
I don't know.
Let's see. Frustration at failing her in her time of need ate away at me.
キコちゃんは霊障にやられてたんだよ。
霊障。
I was about to say, does she know what that is?
Oh right, Miss Hinagata was the only one who really knew about them. She said the girls of LCSC only perceived them as bad dreams.
きっと立ちくらみか何かだよ。体調も悪かったんだね。うなされてたんだよ。
うなされてた。
うん。きっと悪い夢を見てたんだよ。
Krater was asking, is Sensei one of the quintuplets' descendants? I believe she is.
That was one of the implications, heavily implied, but I don't think she said it exactly.
No, she's
not
not
sure.
said it, but none of these people have said that they... She's not said explicitly that they are all descendants of the quintuplets, right? She's not said that the other girls are either.
Huh, yeah.
It's just assumed, because how else would they be affected
Get
in
the
the same way?
yeah.
でももう大丈夫だよ。安心して。
Imagine somehow the teacher was actually evil for some reason.
Could happen.
Because she's like touched her forehead and that made things worse. She's giving us selective information. It's within reason. If Miss Hinagata was correct, then Kiko was fine by this point. After all, nightmares are vivid right after you have one, but fade from memory in no time.
ごめんね。進が介抱してくれたんだね。
こっちこそごめんね。部屋にまで入っちゃって。
Uh-oh. Oh my god. The colour returned to Kiko's face rapidly, growing red as a beet.
There we go.
なんで進が私の部屋に鍵はどうして？
Good point.
キコちゃんの具合が悪いみたいですっておばさんに話したら鍵を。
Why didn't the mum just take her up to her room then instead of let you do it?
血祭られて
Our own
Oh
mum?
boy.
God damn.
元気が出てよかった。キコちゃんの武勇伝はもう聞かせてもらってるからね。部屋に驚いたりしないよ。
Yeah,
いずれは
that.
見せる気でいたけど心の準備がまだなのにまだなのに
I get this. She wanted to show him eventually. She wanted it to be maybe special or...
She hadn't prepared herself mentally.
Yeah. Crack Dealer is saying that maybe she just doesn't have enough suit to affect her that much. She needs more thick, juicy, sticky suit. Garlic Bread says she can't get married anymore. Yeah, I love that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Classic.
母さんひどいよ
I could have handled that better. I needed to work on my lack of tact. Yes, you did.
Oh boy, don't you?
じゃあ僕庭で稽古してるから。
Fuck, I've got to treat a punch. Bye.
Well, bye bye.
私をほったらかして。
え
謝れ。土下座しろ。
You didn't run fast enough.
勝手に踏み込んでごめんなさいって言え。
Yeah, it's not my fault. Also, this is very similar to what happened the last time.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like we've seen this before.
お母さんのバカ。
Pico was so worked up, she wasn't even making sense anymore. But at least it seemed the haunting had subsided. Bye! Garlic Bread says she can't get... Cracked was saying I was being serious. Yeah, no,
You're doing it.
Yeah, maybe she doesn't have enough suit. Maybe it's something, but I don't know why she wouldn't and the other girls would. I apologize that I left her room and ran. You didn't leave, you ran, mate.
もっと頑張らなきゃ。
So this is the house that he lives in, right? But
Yeah.
this looks like one of those things, especially here, where it's
you're
like
right.
multiple
This does
flats.
look like one of those. Yeah, you're right. This does look a bit old, although not.
And their
fully,
house-
It's not wooden.
Is potentially that's Tsubakiko's parents' house.
Oh.
And she
right.
lives here because she is the one that runs the place for them. She gets the money and keeps an eye on things and checks on people.
Right.
And because also for romantic effect, having her obviously in a room close to our main man makes it more effective. In real life, she just fucking stay. Why would she stay in this shithole? Just stay in the house. So yeah. The more I devoted myself to my training, the stronger my power would grow. I was sure of it. I had to work harder so that Kiko wouldn't suffer from another haunting. Mate, you fucking suck so hard. Slow breaths, slow breaths. Tsubakiko's breathing grew laboured again. Beads of sweat rose to her forehead once more. Ooh, I don't like that fucking scratching.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
Very specifically, in Umineko, when there's a scene where, you know, he's tied up in chains
Right.
and trying to get out of this area and he can't get out.
He's stuck in a room with no... Yeah, it's like near the end. Well, not near the end,
Yeah.
it's quite far in the game.
It is quite far in. Yeah. Oh god, yeah, this music really reminds me of that.
That was fucking... That was bad. Oh shit.
They don't have an equivalent for the scream sound effect. At least not yet.
Raptor says Toei got the most, the three of them got the equal and she got the least. Oh yeah, that would, I suppose if that was split so that there was like a certain amount that had to be split kind of a certain way, that would make some sense.
They weren't the quintuplets though. It's just the way it's gone.
Yeah, they were descendants of the quintuplets, but if
Yeah.
one of the quintuplets had less, one had more. Because the question is, when there's 5 of them and they look exactly the same, why is there only one descendant that looks exactly like Suzumiya? Suzunomi. Yeah. Wait, did her room change? No, it's just me. I hadn't seen that bit before. That's charming. Oh god, this is so creepy. She stood abruptly, rushed over to the door, locked it, and put up the chain. She then ran back into the room and violently shut the curtains. Tsubakiko used as much strength that she tore off one of the latches on the curtain rail. Though the sound it made was faint, it scared the living daylights out of her. This is bad. Wait a minute. So she doesn't live in the apartment building?
This is totally like that scene. Even the way now you're looking through a bit of the curtains.
Well, you're looking for something different there, but it was like a narrow thing, wasn't
A
it?
very narrow crack in the doorway, yeah.
Tsubakiko clung to the curtains as she nervously gazed outside through the gap between them. All she saw was the same scenery as always, but that wasn't enough to convince her. The room was pitch dark without sunlight. But Tsubakiko threw a blanket over her head and huddled in a corner of the room, leaving the lights off. Terror and anxiety danced across her eyes. She couldn't calm down at all. Just then, she heard a frightful sound. It felt as though it were growing louder by the second. Footsteps, perhaps? It was getting closer. And closer. Tsubakiko held her breath hard enough to choke herself as she crawled over to the gap in the curtains. She peeked through and discovered it was the sound of Suzumu punching the tree.
What a letdown.
He was in the dojo uniform, training more intensely than usual. It wasn't footsteps. Tsubakiko heaved a sigh of relief as she flopped down to the floor, but her face showed no sign of ease at the moment. She was a nervous wreck, frightened by the slightest sounds, peeking through the window or the door's peephole over and over again. This year?
God, she's losing it.
She took her phone off her desk with trembling hands. After checking what year it was, she started counting something down with her fingers. And when she finished, she fell backwards as though she'd fainted. She was lucky her bed was right there. Had she been even slightly off, she could have smashed her head on the edge of the bed. That was how hard her fall had been. She lay there frozen for so long, she started entertaining the idea she was in fact a puppet. No matter how many waves of terror assaulted her, her brain wouldn't tell her what it thought was so scary. And so she merely continued to tremble in fear without knowing the source of her fright.
Wind keeps blowing. Oh, come on.
見つけた。椿子ちゃんのお家見つけた。
Good creepy laugh.
おはよう。具合大丈夫？
ちょっと寝つけなくて寝不足かも。
平気？休んだら？
全然平気。私こう見えても解禁を狙ってるからね。
そっか。無理はしないでね。
Tsubakiko had lied. He wasn't just a little sleep deprived. In fact, he hadn't slept at all. She'd been far too afraid. By following her daily routine and going to school, she figured she'd start feeling better. But things didn't go so well. Something terrifying has returned. That fear had seized her heart since the night before. She couldn't get it out of her mind. It was like she could feel his revolting stare on her 24/7. She tried to remember who he was, but she couldn't, no, wouldn't let herself. Regardless, he had told her this the last time they'd seen each other. I'll be back for you, Tsubakiko. I promise.
どうしたの？キコちゃん。
ハルミヤ、さっきから後ろばっか振り返ってるぜ。
自転車に乗ってる時はあまりそういうのは良くないと思うな。
ごめんごめん。私はいい子だから車が来ないかいつも安全確認を怠らないの。
なんかグレートなことでもしたか？
I love you, Natsuya.
まるで尾行を気にしてるスパイみたいだぜ。
尾行って？
そういうのじゃなくて
Funny enough, Natsuya's fucking got it spot on.
誰かがじっと私を見てるんじゃないかなって思って。ほら、私キュートだしね。ラブレターを渡すタイミングを測ってる誰かの目線かもしれないし。
If only.
なんだか微笑ましいね。
I know this game better than that.
But also that might actually happen. I mean, it would be a love letter of sorts.
チェッ、ラブレターなんざ下駄箱にでも突っ込めばいいものよ。
手渡しだからこそ伝わる心もあるんじゃないかな。
ラブレターはトラップカードだぜ。先回りして仕掛けるのが王道ってもんさ。
Interesting way of thinking about it, Natsuya. Natsuya then went off into a tangent about trading cards, dragging Suzumu along with him. Even Tsubakiko was a little less paranoid about her surroundings on the rest of their way to school. Oh, I love how Natsuya is able to ease her tension a bit. Not Suzumu. Oddly enough, I was unusually attentive in classes today. Though perhaps that was just another form of escapism. Humans can enjoy a slight discomfort or two if it means avoiding something even more dreadful. Someone had been staring at me this whole time. I could feel it. They'd been watching me the whole day. No, they were observing me. The way an owner would put their pet hamster in its cage. That gaze seemed loving on the surface, but something far more vile and sinister lay behind it. I panicked. The more I thought about it, the harder it grew to breathe. The teacher left after announcing we had a study hall period, leaving the classroom in a festive mood. But I couldn't hear any of the usual hustle and bustle. All of a sudden, the classroom door opened. Our gargantuan blob of skin-coloured meat was standing there. It came literally out of nowhere with no prior warning. The soft, flabby blob reminded me of a repulsively obese stomach.
Blob is black. Back. I was about to say Blob is black. It's back.
Guess who's back? Back again. It was so tall and thick that it flooded the whole door. The door frame shook as the eerie blob pushed its abhorrent self through. Is this the demon representation of that guy?
I think so, yeah.
Crack Dealer, I think it was Crack Dealer was wondering who the blob was.
There we are.
So Crack Dealer is asking, is it like he got arrested or some shit and then he's come back? Oh yeah, so Suzumu, there's this card called Pot of Greed which can't be used anymore and Blob-kun.
Yeah. Pot of Greed. Sorry. Yu-Gi-Oh!
The blob grunted the same thing over and over. All of a sudden I realized it sounded like it was saying Tsubakiko. And when I did, the blob's ominous sounds turned into my name. Oh my god, this is horrible in the fucking ears.
Yeah.
Oh, it's reminding me of the Song of Saya. The whole body broke out, my whole body broke out into chills and goosebumps. Icy needles pierced my brain all over.
Seems to be having an effect on you in real life as well.
I know. Even my heart froze with revulsion the moment I realized that blob was looking for me. Probably for the best that you don't know what else he's saying.
I can tell though.
言ってんのわけわかんない
God, it's like a fucked up Dalek. The door frame creaked loudly like it would break apart at any moment. The blob surged into the classroom at that moment and pounded the blackboard. It spewed something like squalid gravy all over it.
自習してろって言っただろう。遊んでいい時間じゃないんだぞ。
Wait, what?
お前ら来年は受験なんだぞ。いつまで気楽なつもりでいるんだ。
What?
It was just a regular fat Japanese teacher.
It's him, isn't it?
He was angry the class had ignored his instructions and used it as an excuse to chat with one another. I gasped for the air my lungs sorely craved.
Sorry, which class in school was like this for you, where the teacher was just getting pissed because no one was paying attention?
This
For us, it was RE.
Well, I remember one school I went to. It was like the chemistry class. But
Chemistry?
like, yeah, so some people were paying attention in the front, but the rest were just fucking about in the back.
Yeah.
And so the teacher ended up just going, paying attention to the ones that were paying half the attention and just ignoring everyone else, which kind of fucked up, screwed over a lot of people. Because that, and then I think music, when we had a substitute teacher. No, I think they made... Did they make the sub, or they made the actual music teacher cry? And so we ended up having a bunch of subs for a while. And it was uncalled for. It's not like she was a horrible teacher or anything. It was just people being shit, and she was kind of weak in a sense that they could detect and take advantage of. Crackdeer saying Ash voice act his dialogue.
That was actually pretty good.
Anyway,
you make a pretty good blob.
well, thank you, Cooksoy. I'm glad you appreciate it.
Anytime.
Did I have another daydream?
大丈夫キコちゃん
Daijoubu? Suzume called out to me from behind and placed a comforting hand on my shoulder. That would feel good. But I felt something disgusting and sweaty press against my cheek. Your cheek?
Wow.
I turned around and shuddered when I realised that what I thought was Suzume was instead a greasy obese blob that flashed its plaque-infested teeth into a smile, laughing with its rotten breath. The moment I tried to look away, it seized my face with what appeared to be its arm or fleshy protrusions. Its thick
What is
lips.
that music?
Shit, the
It's
beat's
like
kind
a
of
weird groaning sound effect. Yeah.
Its thick lips closed in on me. And with a sloppy sound, it planted those giant leeches right on my face. Oh, that is gross. When I realised that disgusting thing had given me a kiss, something in me just snapped.
Yeah.
キコちゃん具合大丈夫
Kiko hadn't been looking good this morning, and it seemed she still wasn't doing any better. Fortunately, we didn't have club today. Even if we did, I would have asked Kiko to take the day off.
大丈夫だよそんな具合悪くない
Yeah, it's not as bad as you think. It's actually a bit worse. She put on a brave face, but there was bags under her eyes. And that wasn't the end of it.
Bad.
She kept cowering from something. That's bad. I mean, come on, someone is cowering from something that you can't see. Usually a bad sign. Just now she reacted to the sound of a student rolling their bike out to go home as though glass had shattered nearby.
国語の時間が終わってから顔色が悪いよ。
Did a teacher... Oh my god. Did a teacher assault her when she was a kid? So remember she was saying that she was when she was seeing the vision, she was a kid. She said she wanted to be the perfect wife, and the teacher would say that's good and pet her hair, and she'd get smiles and stuff.
Yeah,
and then
that's what
after
I thought that vision was going. Yeah, that's what I thought that was going. But then
you didn't see the rest.
No, the problem I had was that it was a female teacher. I'm like, okay, so
no,
I'm thinking it's going.
No. It was a female teacher when she was retelling the story of her youth when she was dreaming when she was asleep, right?
Ah, yeah.
But in that specific flashback, it did not indicate whether the teacher was female or male.
Oh, right, because it was just her voice, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was a different... It's not necessarily the same flashback. And she would have obviously said it to many teachers as a kid or whatever. And I'm wondering if that was that particular teacher, and that particular teacher did things that got him arrested. And now he's came out, which is what Crack Dealer was suggesting.
Sounds about right, to be fair.
授業中にぼんやりしてて変な白昼夢を見ちゃったみたいで。
So she'd faced another haunting. Poor thing. Just how much did she know? All of them suffer from hauntings when I wasn't around. I had to save them. Though I wasn't sure exactly how to do that. Regardless, I clenched my fist and made my vow.
その夢が随分と気持ち悪かったみたいで。
Cracker says, at least we are over the ice cream guy. The ice cream guy? Who was the ice cream guy? Was that with Rydia?
It's his own joke, mate. But basically, yeah, the guy giving drugs in the Terraria or whatever it was.
かわいそうに。それでずっと気分が落ち込んでたの？
まあ、そんなところ。
Just like dreams, hauntings probably had varying degrees of vividness. So it was highly likely the one she had during Japanese was very detailed. Most dreams are forgotten upon awakening, but this one appeared to be an exception.
どんな夢を見たのか知らないけど、夢は夢だよ。
そうだよね。
Garlic Bread X is saying, no, the ice cream guy also happened in Kiko's route. What? What are you guys talking about? What ice cream guy?
I'm so confused now.
What ice cream guy was there? Not only her, but all the children in the park. What are you guys talking about, man? I remember no ice cream guy.
ましてやそれが楽しい夢でなかったなら、さっさと忘れちゃうのが一番だと思うけどな。
Garlic Bread X says it was in a flashback.
I don't remember this at all. I'm sorry to say.
Neither do I.
そうだね。
I felt so bad. It was really getting to her. I had to find a way to lift her spirits.
そうだ、キコちゃん。
何？
She seemed surprised by my sudden shift in attitude. This might be a little pushy, but I had to cheer up.
帰りにさ、ゲームセンターでも寄ってかない？
Crack Dealer is saying, remember it's not the first time we got a childhood flashback. There was one before this too.
Sorry, mate. Honestly,
I
don't
remember Tsubakiko, we had a flashback where she was picking on some someone was
Kids.
like, yeah. I do not remember the ice cream guy there though.
Sounds sounds so dodge when you say it like that.
Ice cream guy.
The worst part is I get the feeling that the dodge feeling is accurate.
何突然。
ほら、前にキコちゃんが夏くんと一緒にやってたゲーム、なんて言ったっけ？
黄金無双曲ダブルクロスゴールデンパニッシャー SR2 デラックスターボ。
Holy fucking moly.
そうそう、そんな名前のやつ。
yeah, that fucking one.
夏くんと楽しそうに遊んでたんで、僕も一緒にやれたらなって思ってさ。
That's Kingdom Hearts fucking level of bullshit.
No, that was a Street Fighter joke because, you know, you got stuff like Super Street Fighter 2, Turbo, Hyper Fighting Edition, stuff like that.
Mate, it's still not as bad as, what was it? Kingdom Hearts Part 5, Part 1.2, Super Edition thingy, 8.956 or whatever.
No. I know what you're talking about. It's 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue.
Anyway, fucking games. Names.
Street Fighter wins it in that case, man, because Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting, and then it just went on from there, like the World Warriors, and I can't remember.
They just didn't want to make a fucking Street Fighter 3. It's like, nah, just keep the... People like Street Fighter 2.
No, it's because it's arcades. They were just like revisions to the game, and then like little updates here and there. There's no DLC back then, remember?
Good times.
And then
キコ
they
ちゃ
made
ん
Street
上手だっ
Fighter 3.
たから教えてもらいたいなって。
That's my favorite one, Garlic Bread X. Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2, Part 1. It's Part 3, Part 2 that we're on now, I think.
Yeah, they can fuck off with that shit.
God, I remember when me and my brother fucking watched the final season, which is now the final season Part 1. It was just called the final season, and we thought it was going to finish it. And we got to the last episode, and it didn't just not finish it. It had like no celebration or anything. It just ended on a typical episode.
Yes. And I was as I was watching it, because I was catching up with it, because I hadn't watched that season for a while. I didn't watch it till later. And I was like, this is not ending. No, I know. I started watching the final season Part 1 when final season Part 2 had came out. Right?
Yeah.
And so I was watching it, and I was like, oh, okay, Part 2 is out. It's near the end. I'm going to watch all of this. And I was going through the episodes, and I'm like, this doesn't look like it's close to the end. And then I was getting closer to the last episode of Part 2, and I was like, this is not fucking ending. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And then it didn't fucking end. I was like, fuck this fucking... What the fuck?
It didn't end, man. That was when I fucking fell off. At that point, I just completely lost interest.
Just like more fucking torture porn. Oh, look, this. Oh, look, this. Oh, look, this. And I'm like, where's the end?
That's my biggest problem with Attack on Titan. It just feels like overly grim for what it is.
I feel like it did well. The first couple of seasons were great, but like it's just gratuitous at this point. And I'm like... Yeah. I'm just like, nah, man, you've gone overboard to the point where it's just too much. It's basically it's how like I feel a bit like Final Fantasy 16 is doing that, where it's like, God, man, every bad shit. So it just gets bad and worse. Like, come on, guys.
No, the bad stuff has stopped for a while.
True, but like it's tough. Final Fantasy. Attack on Titan is far worse. That last season, I'm like, fuck, man. Fuck all this.
Mate, that Titan boss in Final Fantasy 16 was basically Attack on Titan. It was fucking great. Attack on Titan meets Asura's Wrath.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And Kiko. So Garlic Bread seeing Attack on Titan, the final season Part 2, Part 1. Gratuitous says, yeah, I was about to say Attack on Titan, that too. I didn't read the manga yet, but as I was watching that season, and I still knew it was not the fucking last season. Yeah, I hadn't read the manga, but I could tell by the pacing of what was going on and how much needed to... I was like, either it just ends on a fucking shitty note randomly,
like
or...
GTO.
Yeah.
So endings exist, man, and unfortunately are more prevalent when it comes to manga to anime adaptations.
But that was at least an ending, you know what I mean? It wasn't a great ending, but
Yeah.
I felt like it did conclude an arc, in a way that was reasonably satisfying. Whereas this was like, this is not concluding.
It wasn't an ending, it just stopped.
The first half, the second half was just a bad, mate. It just, I was like, man, fuck this anime, right? It's.
You've leaned back.
It's sorry, I was looking at something. Very good. I like this mic. I'm gonna have terrible audio quality from fucking looking away from it because I'm not used to like kissing my mic all the time.
I keep mine like a foot away from my face.
No, this has to be quite close. This can't be more than, if I have it like a foot away, it's a lot quieter.
Yeah.
So it's designed to be fairly close.
Now you've got the same like microphone stand noises, the arm noises as you move them around.
No, I was just doing that. I need to oil that bit.
Yeah, so do I. It's been a feature of my streams and videos for a while, where every time I touch the fucking arm, it makes a noise.
So the rest of the arm's fine. It's just one of the joints at a specific angle when I move it up and down is a bit thingy. I will. Whatever. Crackdeer is saying, I'm watching the final season part 2 right now, then I'll watch the recent one. Wait, when is it coming out? When's the final season coming?
Soon, actually.
I'm looking forward to my 100 girlfriend who really love me. Do you know I've not started watching any anime this season? I know Jujutsu Kaisen the second seasons came out.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh, Evangel Donut, how's it going?
What's up?
You've missed quite a bit.
Bad stuff happened.
Yes. And we'll carry on.
But right now, bad stuff is about to happen as well. Not having a good feeling.
Let's carry on and you'll see what we're talking about.
いいけどできたらまた今度がいいかな。
そんなこと言わないでさ。頼むよ、キコちゃん。
People want to be alone when they're feeling down. Yeah, I get that. But that never makes them feel any better. True. A helping hand is the best medicine. Sometimes a hug can do a lot as well. After I got a bit aggressive with my offer, Kiko finally gave in, though she barely looked up for it. But she always had fun at that arcade. I was sure this would be just the ticket to cheer her up. We rode our bikes and headed toward the arcade in front of the train station. Suddenly, Kiko stopped her bike and stared down an alleyway.
Again?
どうしたの？
あそこ。
I did as asked and saw a plump older man crouching in the shadow of the alley fiddling with his bike. Apparently the chain had gotten loose and he was trying to fix it. Kiko probably thought he'd fallen and hurt himself.
大丈夫ですか？手伝いましょうか？
やっぱ自転車屋じゃないとダメだな。
The man sighed and started pushing his bike away. After we said our goodbyes, I headed back to Kiko.
大丈夫？
うん、大丈夫そうだったよ。怪我をしたわけじゃないみたい。
怪我をしたの？
怪我はしてないよ。チェーンが外れただけだよ。
Are they getting their wires crossed or something?
Yeah, I think she's thinking something totally different. He's like, oh, you just thought we need to take care of the guy.
チェーン。
Kiko took another anxious look down the alley. The man had vanished into the crowds while we were talking. Oh, I wonder if she saw someone else.
Yeah.
And we assumed it was another person that she was looking at.
Thanks a lot, game. Can't see anyone.
We started pedaling again. The arcade was close.
あれなんだろうすごい人だかり
Crackdealer said, and Panty and Stalking. Oh, I saw that there's a new season of Panty and Stalking coming out. I've never watched that though.
I haven't watched it either. But yeah, basically what happened is Studio Trigger bought the rights to Panty and Stocking back from Gainax, apparently with the money they made from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. So, yay.
Nice. Awesome. A large crowd of bikes and excited people were stationed in front of the arcade.
自転車止められるところあるかな
I was about to say there's probably a new game that's come out or something.
What?
隣のお店の前とかに止めるわけにはいかないからねちょっと見てくるよ
She's starting to wig out for some weird reason at the fact that it's busy.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if there was a spot to park with all those people there, so I went to scout ahead. The crowd was gathered around some drum game near the front of the arcade.
Oh, I fucking love Taiko. Taiko no Tatsujin.
The players were wearing fashions straight from the big cities, and everyone was either filming or taking photos of them. Okay. Maybe they were famous gamers or streamers or something. Whatever the case, they were not Cooksoul or Ashmanics. They seemed like they'd mastered the game. But only the front was crowded. The rest of the arcade was the same as always.
Right, Crack Dealer's leaving because he's disappointed in us for not watching Panty and Stocking. Evangeli Donna also likes Taiko no Tatsujin. Thank you, it's a good game. I like that one.
Crack Dealer, I do plan to watch it. I've heard it's really good. The reason I've not watched it is because it wasn't very easy to get a hold of the episodes. I think they're on Crunchyroll now.
Might be.
Because I'm pretty sure the new season's coming out in Crunchyroll. So I think
I remember my most experience that I have with it is this one fucking great video of Tidus, or Tidus, as it's supposed to be called, from Final Fantasy X.
Tidus? Oh, I can't.
I will say Tidus, always. Like, from Final Fantasy X, that laughing scene slowed down, and with a backing track from Panty and Stocking playing in the background, it sounds fucking hilarious.
What? So I'm looking at Crunchyroll this now, and there's Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. Is that the second season? Or is that the first season? Or is there more to this? Is there a Panty and Stocking, or is it Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt? That feels like a sequel. Oh, alright, Loopy. How's it going? You've appeared. Do I sound different, Loopy? I'm using a different mic. Also, where's Cooksoul's gone quiet?
Fuck's sake, I didn't realize I muted my microphone.
It's funny, I know when you're going to go mute because I can hear you press the button.
Yeah.
Loopy's in the chat.
Hello, Loopy. What's up?
She's saying you have weird taste to mate, I think. Wait, what were we talking about? Anyway, let me continue. I sound the same. Awesome. This microphone is more directional. It should hopefully pick up less background noise, and I don't have to have a giant rig connected to my microphone arm, so it's a lot easier to maneuver. And it's kind of cool talking to the mic. I feel like more of a, like, I didn't have to talk to the mic right into the mic before, but this one I kind of do, and I feel like a proper fucking streamer or whatever. It's like, guys, I'm talking right into the mic. Hello, guys. I have to fucking kiss the mic half the time. My face when Ash is background noise. Har har. Anyway, you've came at an interesting point of the game, Loopy. I quickly found...
Yeah.
Let's see where this goes. I quickly found 2 spots for our bikes.
大丈夫そうだよ
大丈夫そうって本気で
Evangeli don't saying Ash is moving up in the world with that mic arm. I've had this microphone arm for a while, actually. It's the mic, and yeah.
自転車も止められるし混んでるのは入り口だけだったよ
Come Come on, Sabakiko, explain to us why you're fucking wigging out.
She doesn't know exactly either.
What was Suzumu what was Suzumu thinking? How could he say it was okay after seeing that? Was he blind? The arcade entrance was flooded with blobs and dripping juices, wasn't it? And the inside was bursting with these giant, disgusting blobs. What, she just hates gamers. You could see something like blood vessels on their skin, wriggling like earthworms from time to time. They vibrated all over as though they'd spotted me and were gesturing me over. Suzumu couldn't see them. He didn't see the blobs peeking out from the shadows, moaning again and again for me to come over.
Later, Loopy. I knew you'd not like this bit.
You have came at the worst part ever. If you're like, the rest of it was fairly fine.
No, those worse parts. But yeah.
Evangeli Donut has pointed something out interesting. Oh shit, we have a Sayano Uta situation with that chick. Oh my god. You
already made that comparison, but yeah.
There's a bit, you might see it here, where we come across a blob, and it reminds me of Sayano Uta's monster things.
The monstrous dudes. Yeah.
ごめん、私先に帰るね。
え、キコちゃん?
Wind.
Suzumu couldn't see them. No one could see them.
I just want to point out, she's gotten the borders on the top and bottom now.
I think that's to indicate she's thinking, and this is important. Only me. Suzumu couldn't see the blobs at the arcade, and he hadn't seen that blob in the alley before either. That was why he'd been saying some nonsense about a chain. I left Suzumu and my bike behind and broke off into a dash. I figured running would get me out of there faster than taking the time to get on my bike and pedal away.
Silly.
Logic.
You would bike faster anyway.
After all, the whole town was crawling with those things. Oh my god, it is Sayano Uta.
Straight up.
The blobs popped up one after another. Alleys, shops, shutters, outdoor units. They were coming from everywhere. And they were all calling my name.
This got on pretty bad. Some kind of like disassociative.
She's hallucinating to the fucking nth degree.
You know, it even sounds like the same filter they use in Sayano Uta when they talk in that.
Yep. Calm down. I had to calm down. There was no way those things were actually there. This had to be another one of those terrible daydreams I always had. I couldn't let it affect me. I couldn't. Oh my god.
Meanwhile, he's here. Is he like cursing her or something?
It's a good thing Loopy is still not on. An abhorrent pair of eyes peeked from behind cover. Their gaze never left Sabakiko's back as she ran.
Yeah. This guy is so fucking stereotypically a predator, if you know what I mean. In like all the worst ways possible. It comes off like a parody.
His teeth is not... Even his teeth aren't fucking normal. What the fuck, man?
They're broken, aren't they?
I don't know if they're broken or just shaped weird. Like the...
Huh.
I don't know what's going on there. He is creepy as fuck.
I see what you're saying, Evangeli.
I don't get it.
Don't worry, you don't need to.
He slurped his saliva as he spoke those repulsive words. He got drool stains all over his filthy shirt. His unkempt, obese appearance somewhat resembled the blob Tsubakiko feared. And he likes to make little child noises.
We are the only people who've seen him, right? We, the player. No one in the game has seen this guy, right?
I don't think Tsubakiko's seen him either. Crack dealer has fucking well clocked this from the beginning. How old is Tsubakiko? 6, so he's talking about when she was... So no, she's, sorry, 16. So he's potentially talking about when she was, 6? No,
Wait,
7.
how many years did he say?
9 years. So 7.
7. I'm sorry. Who is the ice cream guy? I don't remember any ice cream guy at all.
Yous are just trying to fucking gaslight us. The man's ominous figure. Wait, I feel like the ice cream guy does. Something feels like it rings a bell, and I wonder if I actually commented on it being a bit weird. I'll need to look back. The man's ominous figure faded into the darkness as he guzzled down his saliva again. All that was left was the rank stench of sweat. Oh, I can smell him. Oh, no, that's... I was okay. Ordinary people would doubt their sanity at this point, but I was used to this. What the hell? I was more prone to daydreams than the average person, so this was fairly common for me. What is Loopy saying? What in the fuck was that lick? What? I could forget them anytime by blaring heavy metal from my headphones and immersing myself in the music.
Yes!
Seriously, what was I so scared of? Was I really freaking out over a daydream of blobs plopping up? How ridiculous.
I could do without the leet speak. Salmonella from Phoenix Wright. Yeah, he was the otaku type dude. And they had him talk in leet speak.
I liked it because I was like, oh, I recognize leet speak. That was a thing.
The problem is, it's sort of like...
It dates it.
Yeah, people don't use that anymore.
And it feels... it kind of feels off when they're using, like, current... like, slang and stuff. It just...
Actually, on that point, because there's a trilogy of Apollo Justice coming out, and I really do use the term trilogy loosely because those games don't really feel all that connected to each other, and Apollo Justice is only a main character for one of them. And he has 3 different backstories across all 3 different games. There's one character in particular in the first game, the Apollo Justice one, who has a joke to a name. Oh, really? And I just want to see if they lean into that or if they change it in any way.
Okay. Right. Was Tsubakiko Harumiya a coward? A pathetic display from the former lead of the Bloodstained Angels attack squad. I wasn't scared of that blob, of that fatso, of that man. No way in hell. Yeah! I howled the aggressive lyrics to spur myself onward. I'd smash my sweet, innocent self to pieces. I wasn't brought into this world to be coddled like a stuffed animal. Quit hiding behind yesterdays. Don't fuck with me. Don't you dare fuck with me. Don't even look at me, you filthy men. Oh, fuck, I can't do this. I was getting...
You cut yourself off as well.
It
might be Discord.
Oh, maybe it was Discord. I was getting fired up. Rage was surging through me. Where were my trusty partners, my bats? I'd waste it. Any dumb bastard who'd messed with me. Huh? Why weren't they in their usual spot? What? What the hell? They were gone? But I hadn't even touched them.
Someone's moved to bats.
As I looked around frantically, I accidentally yanked the headphone cord part way out of the jack.
Cringe time.
The
Oh, never mind. Yep, cringe time!
This reminds me of Love is War, and there was that one moment where, what's her name? Eno?
Miko, yeah, she was
Miko.
listening to something cringe.
He could hear. What's his name? He could hear it all.
It's because she didn't have a headphones plugged in properly.
Yeah, and he was able to hear it, and he was cringing hard for her. It's like,
He tried. He
but it
really
failed.
tried to save her dignity.
Fucking amazing scene.
I enjoyed that.
If any of you guys have not watched Love is War, oh my god, fucking watch it. It's fucking amazing. Anyway, the music switched from the headphones to speakers, and the blinding passion burning within me was snuffed to cinders in the blink of an eye. But what was this? How did this happen? I always left my partners on display, so why were they gone? Upon closer inspection, I realized my other trusty partners had also vanished from their places. When did it happen? How long had it been? Huh? They were there this morning, weren't they? Yeah, they should have been right. They should have been there yesterday. So why were they gone? All of a sudden, I felt I could smell sweat. You've just gone into Anime Expo, that's what it is.
It's a Smash Brothers tournament.
Mate,
I tell you?
I walked past when I went. There's an anime store right in the city, and I went in there. The first time I went in there, and I went close, I could smell sweat, and I was like, "These are my people, the great unwashed."
Oh, mate, I tell you, I didn't go to the Smash Brothers tournament that my brother and some friends were planning on going to. They went and lost badly, apparently. I asked my mate, him, how was it? He goes, the BO is real.
So first of all, I'm just going to say that, see if you go to anything that's super crowded, yes, you're going to smell some BO, but people don't fucking wash, man.
The thing is, right, Smash Brothers tournaments, for some reason, and I guess it's legit, but they have a stereotype that it's worse than usual.
I told you when I went to the Dragon Ball Z, when I went to watch, what's his face? Broly, right? The newer Broly movie. Oh my god, an enclosed cinema hall full of weebs, and the smell of BO was fucking everywhere, right? And I was lucky that one of the guys to my left, he came in from the office wearing he'd been wearing a shirt and trousers. He was wearing a shirt and trousers and shoes, right? And I think after shaves, I was like, oh, fucking helps, because the BO, man, I forgot how unwashed people can be, man. Fuck! What is up with...
I like the way Evangeli has written it. It says, Smash tournaments are considered level 4 biohazards. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. If you have a shower, mate, if you have access to shower every day, and get in between all the cracks. That's all I can say. Use a deodorant spray or something, or aftershave or whatever it is, just something to make you smell. Just bathe.
Great.
Just bathe.
Yeah, Dylan says that's why I wait around the children's park with ice cream. We're coming full circle. You're waiting for that one.
It wasn't mine. It wasn't the sweat you got from running around. It was a foul, rotten stench. Yes, it's the smell of sweaty weebs. I felt like I'd smelled this particular reek before.
Oh god.
But how long ago was it again? It was pretty far back, when I was still a little girl. Right, it must have been 9 years. Oh.
The story's getting bad.
I think if I had an event that was mentally scarring when I was a child, and one thing that I was notable of that specific event was the smell of weeb sweat, right? Or just like really bad BO. Someone I'd be done, man. I wouldn't be able to go into a crowded area ever.
You would actually be mentally destroyed by that.
Yeah, but it's so strong. Having that as an anchor to that in an event like that. I wouldn't be able to go to anything to do with the anime where people congregate because I just smell it and it would fucking just PTSD. Holy shit. She's remembering. She's what do you call it? Do you know when you blank something out from your mind? You selective amnesia or whatever, and now I think she's beginning to remember what happened.
I've just looked up that song, If You Must, by Del the Funky Homo Sapien, and just from the brief seconds that I heard of it, I quickly scrubbed through. It sounds good. I'm gonna listen to this afterwards.
What are you talking about?
Evangeli Donut has told us about a song in the chat, and it seems like it'll be pretty interesting.
There's a song made specifically for If You Must by Del the Funky Homo Sapien. Can you put it in the
I'll
Discord?
send a link your way.
Thanks. A wordless scream burst out of me as I sunk to the floor, unable to get air. He had gone into my room while I was out. She's no. And then he scrounged through it.
That's actually real terrifying. This is real horror. Oof. To be fair, it was way more effective when it was silent.
I'm sorry I ruined it.
Well, it just gave like a proper dreadful feeling.
As if she's screaming in silence and you can just see her screaming but you can't hear anything?
No, more like the depth of the terror is such that you can't perceive it. Like it's just it shatters the soul.
Hiko had suddenly gone home by herself at the arcade yesterday. Forcing her to come along when she wasn't up to it must have rubbed her the wrong way. She didn't come down for dinner, and she didn't respond to my texts either. Apparently, she told her mother that she wasn't hungry because she wasn't feeling well. Mr. Harumiya was optimistic, figuring she'd caught a cold or something. If only it were that simple. Maybe it was because I'd seen her get assaulted by a haunting in person the other day, but I was racked with worry over Kiko. I kind of read that and it kind of sounded slightly different. She was assaulted by the haunting, but he just means that she had a haunting. Anyway, so I figured perhaps it would be best to consult Miss Hinagata.
僕だけど、キコちゃん、起きてる?
I pressed the doorbell to Kiko's apartment. Yeah, so she has an apartment. I quickly heard someone shuffle over to the entrance and the door opened. Kiko was there, already changed into her school uniform.
おはよう。おはよう。
Her face was haggard. Come to think of it, she'd mentioned the day before that she hadn't gotten much sleep. Did she not get any sleep at all last night?
I mean, could you sleep in that situation?
Only if I had locked every single entrance into that room and put like something to cover the windows, something in front of the door, and even then I would sleep on the floor and I wouldn't I wouldn't sleep properly, but no,
the problem is that presumably she'd locked up before she went, and yet that guy was able to get in without leaving obvious traces until she realized it. So the sense of security is completely gone.
I don't want to think about it.
横にはなってたんだよ。だから大丈夫。
無理しないで休んだ方が。
That would be worse.
に学校の方が安全だと思うから。学校ってほら大勢いるじゃない。大勢いれば変な人も手出しにくいだろうし。
What was Kiko talking about? Though her features were shaped by exhaustion, her eyes had an odd glint to them. I'd never seen a look like that from her before. For a moment, I considered forcing her to rest if I had to, but Kiko probably wouldn't have listened. However, that was convenient for both of us. I could bring her to the infirmary to see Ms. Hinagata right away. If it was just a cold, she'd have to just rest, and I'd have peace of mind. If it wasn't, then Miss Hinagata would be the only one I could turn to anyway.
キコちゃん、皆勤賞を狙ってるんだったっけね。
うん、だから休めないの。
でも念のため保健室で雛形先生に見てもらおう。
本当にただの寝不足だってば。大丈夫だよ。
She ran away and left her bike behind. You know, that's a pretty bad sign. I didn't believe her. Normally she'd look me right in the eye, yet she avoided glancing at me this whole time. But I knew worrying about it wasn't going to solve anything. I just had to get her to the school infirmary and leave the rest to Miss Hinagata. We descended the stairwell and straddled our bikes. This was Suzumu. Suzumu, I could tell. So long as I kept a firm grip on my mind, I could actually recognize him as Suzumu.
Wait a minute.
But this whole time, I'd seen him as a blob.
Oh, it's getting worse.
That couldn't be. My eyes had to be playing tricks on me. That, or I was back in that same horrible daydream. If I focused hard, Suzumu appeared the same as always. However, if I took my eyes off him for even a second, he turned into a blob again.
僕の顔何かある？目やにでもついてるかな？
そんなこと全然ないよ。じろじろ見ちゃってごめんね。
If I let my guard down, not only did I see blobs, but I could also smell sour sweat. But at least Suzumu was fine. I could perceive him as his usual self so long as I honed my senses. The world was filled with those blobs, juices, and the rank stench of sweat. I knew the truth. There was no way they were blobs. All of them were ordinary people. They had to be. But since this morning, nearly everyone looked like those hideous flesh beasts. And I was probably the only one who saw them like that. Because no one else was panicking. No one else found anything strange. I was the only one who could see this messed up world of meat. Oh my god.
That is actually the Sayano Uta thing. Just
I know.
up.
I know. What? Did Ryukishi nick this? The Iwaihime shopping district was full of bikes racing to school or the train station. And nearly all of them appeared as blobs to me and me alone. The foul odours they spewed were like open garbage cans on a hot summer day. I almost threw up several times. But it wasn't like I saw every single person as blobs. It seemed to only applied to men. Girls and young boys looked normal to me. But all other men appeared as hideous blobs.
Ohayo, Natsuku.
Oh, Susara! Great morning!
This is so weird.
Yeah.
Suzumu really was the only exception to that. The hideous blobs he called Natsu were apparently Atsuta. Unlike Suzumu, he only appeared as a blob no matter how hard I steeled my mind. Suzumu, me, and that disgusting bag of meat riding a bike headed for school like every other day. The thing would talk to me from time to time, but I couldn't bring myself to look at it. Wait, is this how women perceive me? Is that why they don't look at me? Though I knew it had to be Atsuta, I couldn't bear it. But that was just because my eyes, brain, or heart had gone mad. So I resisted the urge to break out into a cold sweat and fought my hardest to endure this horrific daily life. Even amidst all this, it was still safer at school. He couldn't lay a hand on me while I was there. But, what was I going to do after? I could barely stand the foul stench of the blobs that it was. Girls and blobs rode their bikes through the school gate one after the next. I felt like I was going to lose my mind. This was the first time I'd had a daydream this awful. I needed to wake up, or I'd go insane. By the time I parked my bike, my mind had been scrambled by madness and the foul stench. If someone told me this was hell, I'd believe it. Still, this was better. They were just blobs. They had no intention of harming me. So I had to endure. But I was reaching my limit. I'd managed to hold it back so far, but the bike lot was poorly ventilated and filled with the acrid reek of the blobs. I gripped my stomach as it churned, but it didn't help. I couldn't stand it any longer. And a moment later, everything I'd been holding back up to this point finally broke loose.
Puke.
At first, I had no idea what had just happened. Kiko must have thrown up or something. Oh, this is Suzumu. And she had the most unfortunate luck of getting vomit on a delinquent's clothes.
Ha!
Naturally, he was furious and grabbed Kiko by the collar. That act had likely evoked her wrath. Kiko headbutted him right in the face, sending blood gushing from his nose to his chin. Enraged, the delinquent lunged for Kiko, but she headbutted him again. His blood splattered onto Kiko's face, leaving blotches behind. The nearby girls screamed when they finally noticed the brutal fight.
She's totally lost it.
This is bad.
Yeah, Evangelic Donut says, Bancho time. Yeah.
That wasn't a scream, it was a war cry. Kiko's face was a terrifying visage of indignation and repugnance. I wanted to stop the fight right away, but I couldn't get through the ring of confused students surrounding them with their bikes. The chaos spread and intensified in that time. At first, the delinquents were reluctant to get in a serious fight with the girl, but all such reservations faded once they saw the merciless depths of Kiko's berserker state. I knew Kiko had experienced fighting, but this was more like the rampage of a rabid animal. There was no human dignity to be found in any of this violence. She attacked like a panicked beast who'd been pushed against the wall by hunters, like a cornered rat fighting back.
Show is here.
Jeez.
It's getting Mike Tyson'd.
You've only just now realised that. This was no fight. She struck, clawed, and relentlessly bit the delinquents. She was probably trying to bite their ears off. Yeah. It was like she was fighting for her life. Kiko was a frenzied animal driven by fright. That was right. This wasn't rage. It was terror that spurred her. Kiko didn't do this because she wanted to. She'd lost herself in some kind of fear. I finally made my way through the ring of bicycles.
Kiko-chan, やめるんだ!
Kiko howled at the top of her lungs. She'd completely lost sight of herself. Kiko trampled over a bicycle as she charged at me. I silently asked for her forgiveness and then... Is she gonna headbutt the shit out of him? Is he going to
Tree
magic punch her?
He's gonna tree punch her.
Though my fist was not for fighting, I buried it deep into Kiko's soft abdomen. I don't think she's got a soft abdomen. She is tough. But anyway, I winced. It must have hurt a lot. Kiko gripped her stomach as she fell to the ground, moaning with pain.
ごめんねキコちゃん、仕方なかった。
Damn, he managed to knock some sense into her.
I feel like that shouldn't have worked. She seems like super tough.
急ね。あいつが。
え？こらー！何やってんだー！
A group of muscular teachers finally showed up.
Who the fuck are they?
They got the fucking muscular teacher club here. What the fuck?
No, the body appreciation, body improvement society.
Yeah, I was thinking of something like that. What the fuck? There's like a group of teachers like that. We're all gym bros. To them, it must have looked as though the delinquents had gone into a personal quarrel that Kiko had been caught up in.
Oh, they're gonna blame the dudes.
They kind of deserve it.
ハルミヤが急に噛みついてきたんすよ。嘘じゃねえっす。いいからこっち来い。ハルミヤ、大丈夫か？
待って先生。
The specialist is here.
Uh-huh.
ああ、雛形先生。
He's like thinking, oh, the weird teacher. Miss Hinagata's intuition was right. She thought the same as me. At this moment, Kiko was a feral beast who would attack anyone who carelessly approached her, even a teacher.
ハルミヤさん、私がわかる？怖がらないで。落ち着いて。
雛形先生、よかった。
ごめん、鈴原くんも来ないで。
はい。
As sad as it was, Kiko would attack me too if I got close. However, at least it seemed she bore no hostility toward Miss Hinagata. The two of them said a few words to each other. Before long, Miss Hinagata helped Kiko to her feet and headed for the infirmary. The delinquents were taken away by the stern-faced teachers, asserting they were victims all the way. All that remained were fallen bikes and a concrete floor splattered with blood and vomit. The students were dazed at first, but eventually all burst out into conversation. The teachers shouted at them to hurry to their classes.
さすが特攻隊長。グレートだね。
Oh, Natsuya, I fucking love you for trying to put a positive spin on this. Despite his rousing words, Natsuya had grown pale as well. Even Natsuya, man. Ugh. According to rumours, some of the delinquents were taken to the hospital just to be safe. Kiko didn't return to the classroom even by lunch break. I heard she'd been confined to the guidance counsellor's room, given that she was involved in that brawl. The classroom was abuzz with rumours about the onslaught this morning, as well as stories of Kiko's past. Miss Hinagata called for me during lunch. There was plenty I wanted to ask her.
The wind hasn't stopped yet, man.
Oh no. It seemed Kiko had regained her sanity earlier that day, but since she insisted she didn't remember the fight at all. However, there was no doubt she'd started the fight and injured multiple delinquents. What normally would have been a fight between two parties had turned into a one-sided slaughter. Kiko had gotten through with a few scrapes. On the other hand, the delinquents were left bleeding. It seemed the stories of some of them being sent to the hospital were true. Fortunately, they'd all kept their silence. They were probably too proud to admit they'd all been so thoroughly beaten by a girl, one girl.
先生方の話を漏れ聞く限りでは、このまま自宅謹慎になるかもね。
Oh shit.
今のキコちゃんは
Makes sense.
しばらく家で休んだ方がいいと思います。先日の霊障の時から少し様子がおかしくて。
そのあたりの話詳しく聞かせてくれる？
はい。
I told Miss Hinagata all about Kiko's abnormal behavior recently. About how even though her haunting should have ended when she woke from her daydream, its effects still lingered.
やっぱり僕の力が落ちているのでしょうか。
鈴原くんの力はこれまでの長い修行の積み重ねで培ったものよ。仮に鈴原くんがここしばらく修行をサボっていたとしても、そうそう衰えるものではないはずなんだけど。それにあなたが修行をサボるわけもない。そうでしょ？
はい。
だったら鈴原くんのせいじゃないわ。自分を責めないで。鈴原くんの想像通り、これは稀にある数日間尾を引くたちの悪い霊障かもしれないわ。私も昔覚えがあるし、シャチホコ部の他の子にも稀にあったことよ。他の子たちはたまたまこういう大騒ぎにはならなかったというだけのこと。
キコちゃんは今一人だと思うんですけど、大丈夫でしょうか。
私からお母さんに連絡して事情を話しておいたわ。心を許せる家族と一緒にいて、しばらく休養を取ればだいぶ良くなるはずよ。
According to Miss Hinagata, a power like the one I'd obtained through training in the divine tribute style dwelled in family bonds too. A parent's love for their child could help ward off evil spirits as well. Mrs. Harumiya had told Miss Hinagata that Kiko had regained her calm and was now resting peacefully in bed. I found it hard to believe after witnessing that berserk state of hers, but I was a bit relieved. It seemed Kiko's mother was staying with her too.
受験へのストレスと恐怖から追い詰められてうんぬん。そういうストーリーにしておけば、関係者はとりあえず納得してくれると思うわ。
The problem is the real thing is some dude that clearly assaulted her in the past has been released from jail. And if not addressing that is making the whole situation worse. If you understood that, you know,
they don't know that.
No, I guess she wouldn't tell anyone, but I would have thought her parents would know.
We haven't even seen her parents.
Like, her parents should have clocked this, because, like, if the guy went to jail, he must have been done for a crime, and the parents
they
would
would be
have known
aware
it.
of that.
学校も当事者の受験への影響を気にして大ごとにはならないように終わらせてくれるそうよ。
Oh no, we can't affect the exams.
But they're still potentially going to kick her out.
そうですか。よかった。
私の責任よ。鈴原くんから連絡があった時点でもっと何かできていたと思うわ。いつもの霊障などと軽々しく考えてこんなことになってしまった。取り返しのつかないミステイクよ。
Not really your mistake. I mean, you miscalculated, but you're not going to assume it's always worst case.
僕にだって責任はあります。もっと早く喧嘩を止めることができていたら。
No, Suzumu, it's because you generally suck.
You actually did manage to stop the fight when you were able to, though.
Yeah, he punched her.
Yeah,
and like
he
that
stopped it.
winded her, yeah.
彼女が少しでも不利
Fair
益を
enough,
受
he's
け
not
な
that
いように
useless.
全力を尽くすわ。
Like, I can allow a little bit of time for him to be like, oh shit, this is real bad, I need to get up in there.
He was asking, where's the teacher route? Good question.
もし鈴原くんも力を貸してくれるなら、これ以上みんなが春宮さんの話をしないようにしてあげてくれる？
How?
How are you gonna do that?
もちろんです。
Guys, don't talk about her, okay?
私の話はそれだけよ。くれぐれも気を病まないようにね。
You're a really bad teacher, Miss Hinagata.
I want to see her have a haunting. We've not seen it yet. And she says she still has it sometimes.
Every now
彼
and
女の
then.
ためを思うなら、しばらくの間気を使ってあげて。
はい。
So Evangeli Donna asks
知り合いに
Suzumu
根回しの電話を
sucks.
しなきゃね。
Yeah, if you go through the videos, you'll get a sense that he's a bit of a lemon.
Oh god, he fucking sucks. He is so shit. He acts like he can save the world and then gets repeatedly proven wrong. And he doesn't seem to be getting any better, changing strategy. It's the same thing of, I'll save the day. Oh no, I failed.
That's how he's been recently. It's an evolution of how he was before, which was just plain.
Mate, in the first loop of this, he tried to like stick up for Toei, and he was gonna get his arse handed to it, and it was only because Tsubakiko came and fucking laid down the law, right? That those guys fucked off. Otherwise, that we would have seen Suzumu get annihilated. So he always sucks.
Yeah.
穏便に済ませるように、いろいろとこれから大人の駆け引きがあるの。
I love that term.
はい。それでは失礼します。
It's interesting because in coding exercises you have foo, F-O-O, and then bar, B-A-R, to like, as they use it for showing, demonstrating stuff, and I find that funny as well. I rose to my feet. For now I could only pray Kiko's emotional scars healed as soon as possible. A haunting, huh? To think they had been suffering from something so painful all these years. I was supposed to have the power to save them, so much for that. I felt pathetic. I refused to let myself simply watch from the sidelines.
He said this again.
I need to train even harder.
He keeps saying this.
I know, and...
It's not even the first time he said it today.
I don't wanna go down this. I don't wanna fucking... I'll just keep ranting about it if I do. So that they would never suffer like this again.
そういえば先生。
何？
今年で9年目って何か心当たりありますか？
Oh, thank you. Finally, someone can do some research.
Oh my god, Yep, this is giving me a chill. Miss Hinagata's smile instantly dropped. Even I didn't know what it meant. I'd only heard Kiko say that after I punched her. I brought it up to Miss Hinagata in hopes she might get more out of it than me.
今朝、キコちゃんがそんなことをつぶやいてた気がして。9年目ってなんだろうって思いまして。
Miss Hinagata's face grew paler by the moment. She suddenly checked her calendar as though she'd remembered something.
平成年だから6、7、8、9年目。まさか。
Mazaka indeed.
And I think...
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No. Fuck you.
No, yes.
Oh.
Because it's we're hitting the 3-hour mark, and I think that's a good...
You can at least let her finish what she's saying, man.
No. You know what it is anyway. And if we carry on, this is a good point to stop, right? If we carry on, we'll need to go a bit longer.
You're such an asshole, I swear, man.
Next time on Iwaihime. Yeah, no, I think this is a good point to stop, honestly, because in the next part we're going to find out the real shit as to what caused this effect, this mental, the scarring on Tsubakiko. Crap, dude, you're so slime, right? Cliffhanger. To be fair, we're at 3 hours. I don't want to go on for longer, and I was trying to find a good point to stop. And I think this is a good point to stop. Like, Tsubakiko's home. We're about to find out, like, what the 9 years means. I think it's a good point to stop. Otherwise, we'd just go on and it'd be going for a bit too long. Ain't I a stinker? But anyway, on that note, this has been interesting. I've been getting PTSD from the Song of Sai a lot in this. Well, back to Private Idol. Yes, yes.
Glad you're watching that one at least then.
Like...
you know what? I should put the new one up at some point then.
Oh yeah. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I have saved. Yes, I have. Well, guys, Thank you for joining. Thank you, Crack Dealer,
Wait.
Evangeli, Garlic Bread X, and Loopy, who came in.
You have saved, right? She's not into this.
No, but she came on, and I appreciate that. Yeah, 10, 15. Yeah, and I'll save over it again just in case. Let me... I have... yeah, this has been great. Well, it's been hard to kind of go through, but in a good way. Getting interesting. I didn't suspect that there was like a specific event that might have happened that might have caused all of this stuff for Sabakiko, but it seems to be.
It's going to be like that for all of them, isn't it?
Yeah. Remember we were talking about this earlier. There was with not Riria, with Kanai.
Kanai and the Sech King.
Sech King. We suspect it might be something to do with family or father or someone. Riria, we've seen to do with like her losing her fame, though it might get linked to something more specific than that general kind of she's not popular anymore. Something might have specifically happened.
There's also like someone was giving her some kind of drugs or something.
Yeah, but that was in the present as opposed to in the past, if you know what I mean. Her hallucinations.
No, but her problem stems from the fact that she's got like some kind of weird disorder stemming from the fact that she doesn't like what she grew up into. When she was younger, she was at the peak of her popularity and her career was at its peak.
Yeah, so maybe there was a specific thing that caused that issue. Maybe there was a specific event where...
I don't think... I'm speculating, but I don't think it's the case that something back then is what caused it. More so, it's that sort of living in the past mentality.
Yeah, it seems that way. And we've not got anything from the teacher yet. That's definitely... There has to be something more about the teacher. We have to at least see something happen to her. Crack, you're saying, I'm telling you, it's the ice cream guy. With her, it's like she's into her own mind. As Vice City taught me, ice cream people are either pedos or drug dealers. Yeah, well, there was the ice cream wars in the Glasgow ice cream wars in Scotland, where it was the case that there was wars between them because I don't know if that was they were selling drugs basically, right? And that's a big thing. There's like a whole story around all the horrible stuff, the fights between the different gangs, like really bad gangster shit.
We hear like rumors about what happens in Glasgow and like in hushed tones.
I don't think it's... Yeah, I mean, like any city, there's bad things that happen. I don't think it's any... like, particularly worse. But there's definitely some dark days in history. And the Ice Cream Wars is, like, back in the... I don't know when it was. It's, like, before my time.
I just love the name Ice Cream Wars.
Yeah. It sounds, like, fun and childlike. It's like, no, you... Yeah.
You get the image of some kids just fighting in school, but instead it's like adults stabbing each other.
Yeah, and killing each other, and yeah. The 70s Evangelic, yeah, it sounds like it was around that time. It was pretty brutal, like any gang wars that you hear about, like in New York and stuff like that. It's like some brutal stuff happens. So, yes. Anyway, we'll see what happens next week on Iwaihime. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I'm pretty sure Kuxo has enjoyed this, and I'm pretty sure Kuxo is eagerly awaiting next week's episode.
Screw you, man.
You know, I don't go for cliffhangers on purpose because I want to know what's going on as well. It's a good time to stop. Anyway, Zelda and Idle time. And I'm only in it for the cash as Crack Dealer. Well, I don't go for that far as Blob and stuff. I'm pretty tame. I only do it for the cash.
If I might make a recommendation, if you're watching Private Idol, what I'll be doing is I think I'll be putting that up as a premiere from now on. Because me and you will be recording on Wednesday, right? Again.
Yes.
Yeah, because you're really into that.
Yes.
And I want to get through that. So yeah, I'll put that up and have it as a premiere at some point.
Sounds good. And on that note, guys, I think we'll leave you, but we will see you next time. I'll be on Tuesday. Kuxel, I know we have the Friday stream. The Kuxel does.
Friday night chill stream. We'll be finishing. I think we'll be finishing Spirit Hunter Deathmark.
Yeah.
I'll probably also do another Final Fantasy 16 stream because I want to get through that. Because Ina started it, right, and she streams like 5 hours every time she does one. God damn, she'll catch up to me.
I can't let her finish before me.
She'll finish before me. I reckon she's not going to go through the side quests, and I'm going through all the side quests. I don't care. People say they suck, but I like them.
Crackter is asking, when's the Amori, huh?
Amori will come up at some point, but right now I'm focusing on fucking Spirit Hunter Deathmark because it's closer to the end.
Cool. Well, we'll definitely see you guys soon. And on that note, I think we'll leave it here. I am Ash Mannix. And
I'm Sooty.
Kuxel is full of sticky soot. And we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Night, everyone. Oh! Final Fantasy franchise stream when? That will actually be something. I've already made a point that will be something coming up soon.
Okay. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.